Ooh. What's good, everybody? Ike Yori with the first. Welcome in, Ike Yori, Harry, 21, Amphi, Mort, Nerdy Trans Girl, and P-Dog. Welcome in, Sinful and Jack in the YouTube chat. Running Nanonf on Plasma Purple. I have looks inside. Wish me luck. Why are you running Nanonf on Purple? Just like out of curiosity. Hi, Shock. How's it going? I'm doing fine. It's been kind of a boring day, but it's been an extraordinarily productive one, so I really can't complain, man. Time to play Mafia 2. I haven't played any of the Mafia games, but I've heard they're like peak in terms of story games. I enjoy the extra difficulty. That's fair. No need to give VIP for the day. I'm going to go read books for exam. You're confusing me with Harold. Excuse me, with Harold. I don't do VIP for the day for first redeem. I'm just trolling, Loki. Whatever you say. I adore the first Mafia game. Yeah, I've heard they're all like really good. Hey chat, I'm back. Welcome in, Sinful. I've finally gotten past Blue Stake on new file with my Goat Abandoned. Hell yeah. Have you ever thought of attempting a completionist plus without dying like Doc Spectred? I've been trying lately and it's really challenging. I have been attempting that like passively on my phone off stream for the past like month or so. The furthest I've gotten is a 12-game streak on Magic Deck. And the rest of the time I get to like 4 wins and then I throw just because I'm not paying attention, but it is what it is. I would like to do it on stream at some point, but that's like another long-term project, and I'm in the middle of the long-term project right now with the new profile, trying to 100% that. So, don't know when that'll happen, but I would like to do it at some point. And I think it's very possible. I would just need to be like a lot more locked in than I normally am. Welcome in, Colin3ing. I must also thank you for revealing the existence of Balatro to me. Yeah, Balatro is fire, man. Balatro's fire. Anyway, bye. See ya, Ike Yori. Thank you for pulling up briefly. I died. That's tragic, man. That's tragic. Mark, that'll do it. I got paid today and Loki, have around $600, and that's after renewing my NSO and buying dinner off DoorDash and buying Doom Eternal. That's big, bro. That's big. We love the paydays here. We love the paydays. Streamer, I saw you on Moist Critical's latest video. You know, it's actually really funny that you bring that up. Haha, I get it. I look like Charlie. That's like, you know, you're only the 90th person to draw that conclusion. The first 72 of which being people that were in my high school class before I even started streaming. But it's funny that you mentioned that, because one of my very first pieces of banter, as it were, for stream today was going to be asking y'all about if you guys had seen Charlie's latest video, because I found the concept of Charlie's latest video to be very interesting. The techno LARP situation. I was hoping we could have a discussion about that during the first couple of games, just because I found it like passively interesting. Welcome in Brody and Caveman as well on YouTube. Hey streamer, can you help me imagine dragons? No, I'm not going to say it, but somebody in Twitch chat will. Who is Charlie? Moist Critical. Also, you might have a little bit of a delay, since I think the last time I said Charlie was like 2 minutes ago by the time I'm saying this currently. I'm going to get started on my random questions immediately. Would you change anything about any chip scalers? Off the top of my head, no. I feel like obviously I could be missing something, but off the very top of my head, I feel like every chip scaler that I can think of is like really good. Or it's like not incredible, but it's like has the potential to be really good, so it's balanced in that regard. Like Castle, I think a lot of people would try and argue is underwhelming. I like Castle quite a bit, honestly. I think Castle is like a pretty good chip scaler even in a vacuum, but it can low roll and shit like that, but it can also high roll, right? So like I think Castle is like pretty good. But what are the other ones that I can think of? Squimbo is cracked. Spaceman is not technically a chip scaler, but it's, I mean, that's like what you use it for 90% of builds. Squimbo is cracked. Castle's cracked. What else is there? Bull, I think, is like one of the best jokers in the game for consistently winning gold stakes, and it's also like a plasma deck win condition, so you could make the argument that for gold stake across all decks, purely because plasma is so difficult, I think you could make an argument that both Bull, W voice crack, Bull and we are like some of the best jokers in the entire video game for gold stakes. I'm gonna have holes in my collection because this is the new profile, but like what other chip scalers are there? Mime indirectly. Mime is goated even outside of chip scaling. Mime is just like really good in general. Technically Blue Joker does its job fine. Hiker blows ass, but you already know that. Runner I'm back and forth on, I'm not gonna lie. There was a period not too long ago where I said Runner was underwhelming, and now I have gotten like, it's definitely a bout of recency bias, so there will probably be a point in the future where I again say that I think Runner is underwhelming, but recently I've had like 39 builds with Runner that have all been like pretty good. And so I think Runner is like kind of fantastic. Yeah, Squimbo I already said was like fire. Shortcut is indirectly a chip scaler if you think about it. Stone Joker, ooh. Stone Joker's bad, but it's bad because of how you scale it. 25 chips for each stone card on paper is like a really, 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 really good rate. But Stone Joker is only good if you have Marble Joker or if you have like Insano Tarot Generation, and if you have if you're getting like a combo between two hyper-specific jokers, then like okay, that justifies a W, but if you have Insano Tarot scaling, you're kind of just winning anyway. So I don't know. I feel like Stone Joker is bad, but it's not like you don't make Stone Joker better by just being like, oh, it gives 50 chips per stone instead. No, that's not how you solve it. That's not solving Stone Joker. That's making it scale faster, but it's keeping the core problem with it, which is that if you're adding stones to your deck, you're kind of just like throwing, and if you're making cards that are already existent in your deck into stones, then my assumption is that you're taking like a tower card over like a hermit in a pack just to get the plus 25 chips, and you're kind of like nuking yourself if you're doing that. However, Stone Joker's like incredibly uncommon to see in gold stakes anecdotally, and so it's entirely possible that I'm just undervaluing it because I don't play with it a bunch. Preface, anyway. I have a minute 30 of ads, so the Techno LARP, I think it's good. He's giving all his money to charity. Something I'm on the fence about is how some of the other streams are handling Techno LARP. I also think it's cool if Techno Dad says to stop, he will. New to me, but I'm checking that out now. They look weird. I'm down with. Okay, I'm glad we'll be able to start this discourse when we get into the runs. I'm switching to English now. The bit is getting old. The only time I've seen Stone Joker was on my Gold Stake Plasma win, and I had a Marble Joker before then. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. I saw half of your Yapatron videos. I liked them a lot. Congrats, dude. Thank you, Nico. I appreciate you, man. I did not know the game kept stats on how many times you play hands. I have played high cards 68, 71 times and flush house 24 times. Yeah, that tracks, man. That tracks. When you say plasma is hard, do you mean when it comes to winning consistently? Yes. So plasma has the highest ceiling, obviously, just because of the nature of retrigger builds. If you get an easy plasma run, it is one of the easiest, probably debatably the definitive easiest runs that you'll ever have in Gold Stake. Winning one game in a vacuum of plasma deck Gold Stake is like the easiest thing that you will ever do in this video game, provided you understand how plasma works. Winning plasma consistently, like if one was to try and win streak plasma, the issue with plasma is that even though it has a very high ceiling for like these X-Molt retrigger builds, not every build is going to be an X-Molt retrigger build, and for builds that are not X-Molt retrigger builds, or just like are not insanely high scoring X-Molt builds in general, like for builds that don't have card sharp chalkboard campfire, plasma is like very difficult to navigate, because usually you're going to be chips maxing, and chips maxing is like, well, first off, not a lot of people are used to chips maxing, just because like plasma gold is like the only thing that wants you doing that. And furthermore, not every game is going to be chips maxing, so like it essentially boils down to plasma deck seeds are like very hard to navigate, because you might be chips maxing the whole game, and then you might see a campfire in your shop like ante 4 or ante 5, and now you have to make the split second decision. Okay, do I immediately just hard pivot and throw all my chips in the garbage? Not throw them in the garbage, but like, do I immediately hard pivot into this like insanely good X-Molt Joker, and this is now like an X-Molt seed, or do I keep trying to force chips because they're like consistent and they have been what's been working? I explained that very poorly, but I'm assuming that you're picking up what I'm putting down. I'm exactly like you. I could literally yap about Balatro for an hour, so that's why I liked a lot your content. I created a new profile because I want the C+ achievement, and I started to play the All Ingest mod. Forgot how fun was Anaglyph deck. I like All Ingest quite a bit. That was one of the better mods that we checked out over the course of our like our modded stint, I guess you could call it. Can't forget about the Short King Wii. I mean, yeah, Wii's insane on Plasma. What's the funniest Joker in your opinion? Like in terms of effect or in terms of art? Because I think those produce two very different answers. If it's art, this is going to sound crazy. It might unironically be Wii, just because the fact that he's just like a regular Joker but really small is kind of funny. In terms of effect, I don't really have anything for you off the top of my head. Maybe something like Four Fingers. I think Four Fingers is a pretty funny effect, I'm not gonna lie. What's your favorite Joker, both art and gameplay-wise? Shortcut. Favorite definitive art in the game is probably Hit the Road, but I think Shortcut is my second favorite art in the game, and Shortcut is... no, actually, it would be my third, because I like Campfire quite a bit, but Shortcut is my favorite Joker in the game mechanically, and it's, like, very high on the list of arts. So I think I would have to be Shortcut. But Hit the Road is my favorite art in the game, and Campfire is a very close second. I think Campfire is a super underrated art. Look at this guy, man. Look at this guy. He's a work of art. I would frame that if I could, man. Castle is beautiful. Castle is good, but I gotta be a contrarian when it comes to Castle, because I feel like literally everybody glazes Castle art. And like, it's good, but it's not like, it's not better than Campfire, man. And it certainly isn't better than No Hit the Road. Potted plant is stupid. You don't like Flower Pot? I feel like it's not terrible. All I ever see in Campfire's art is a bug. What do you mean a bug? Wait, how does one see a bug in here? I'm genuinely curious. I like Jimbo's art. Welcome in, Genie. Abstract looks like a seagull to me for some reason. I've heard people say that Abstract is a chicken. Isn't that the common consensus? Where's Abstract? Don't tell me I haven't taken Abstract on this profile. I know that to be not true. Where is Hello? Have I? No, there's no way I have. I actually have not taken it. I must just be a blind man. Where is he? Oh, he's right here. Sockin' Buskin is NSFW. I don't think it's intended to be. Do you have a favorite negative Joker art? Campfire's up there. Castle is up there, even though I just said I was going to be a contrarian on him. I had one in mind, and now it's slipped away from me, and I'm quite mad about it, just so everybody knows. What did I have? Dude, the answer that I had to that question was actually fire, and now I can't remember it. What is it? Oh, erosion. I love negative erosion. I think negative erosion is really good. Also, I'm going to Google it just so that I don't make a fool of myself by saying it definitively, but if I recall correctly, negative burnt Joker is kind of a banger. Balatro wiki. Let me look at negative burnt Joker. Never mind. Negative burnt Joker fucking sucks. Wow, I'm glad. Okay, well, I'm glad that... I'm glad I double checked that. Wow, negative burnt Joker is like a complete dud. I don't know where I came up with that. Playing pair is like the easiest way to clear gold stake, right? On like probably 80% of the decks in the game, yeah. My personal goat is Spare Trousers, just because I'm a double pair glazer till death, but art-wise, Trading Card and Baseball Card are beautiful. Yeah, I like Trading Card quite a bit, actually, as well. I think Trading Card, you could say, is underrated art. I like that the picture on Trading Card, not like the stat, like the text box or the stat line, but like the actual picture on Trading Card. I like that it looks exactly like an Earthbound fight. That brings me great joy. My favorite negative art is Hologram. That's kind of crazy, man. Best art in the game is Red Card, Truth Nuke. When I grow up and become a figure in the Balatro community, I'm gonna be the Four Oak guy. That's big, bro. That's big. Ramen has a good art, but awful Joker. Not gonna lie. Nah, man, I like Ramen. Also, okay, I'm Googling this as well. Doesn't Ramen actually have a good negative? If I'm going to be 0 for 2 on negative recollection, I'm going to be beside myself. But I think... Yeah. Okay, this one I'm correct on. Negative Ramen is a slept-on banger, dude. Negative Ramen is goated. All right, anyway, let's get into the dles, shall we? If a girl walks up to me in pants looking like Spare Trousers, it's an instant yes to anything she wants me to do. I mean, fair enough, man. I can't even be mad at that take. I'm not gonna lie. What's up, Hustler? Welcome in. Okay, do I have the dles pulled up? I should. Yeah. The dles are pulled up. All right, let's get into the dles, and then we can get into the runs. We've been yapping for like 20 minutes, just about. Which is not, like... insanely uncommon, but I want to try and make better pace on the new profile. I forgot the line. Balatro for the day. Start with the quintessential throwback opener. Damn. Okay, nothing to do with malt. Scaling chips, presumably $6. We were just talking about this guy. Gotta be a bull angle. It's not a bull angle. Oh, it's Castle, man. Oh, Bull, you'll get your day in the spotlight one of these times. You'll get your day in the spotlight one of these times. I like a Castle, though. I'm not gonna lie. Castle in 3-9. It does this, man. I'm not fixing it, though. It's iconic at this point. It's like Wide Shock, which probably so many of you are new gens that you don't remember Wide Shock, but I digress. Don't forget your timer again, Mr. Streamer. You're actually so right. I'm going to pin that real quick just so I don't remember it, or just so I don't forget it. Okay. Balatro guesser. This is the easiest Balatro guesser of all time. This is Anti-3 Purple Stake Needle. Easiest Balatro guesser of all time, man. He's widely wider today. Delete the comment to make sure you forget it. I will not be doing that, but thank you for the tip. I appreciate it. Okay. Holy hell. Okay, there we go. We got the scrandle cooking. Bang. Lock in. It's the fish finger baguette, and it's not even close for that bonus round. That's an unbelievable start. Ugh. Caramel waffle espresso martini, $45. Oh man. The left just looks awful, but are we really spending $45 on the right? W early stream? I don't think this is early. If I was early, I was like quite literally 4 seconds early. But welcome in, Aaron. Watching you do Scrandle is like sitting with friends and having a conversation about food. That's what I strive for. Then why does the title say so? Does the title say... Oh, the title does say so. I forgot to take that out of the title. My bad. I took it out of the notification. I didn't take it out of the timer. Silly me. Or out of the title. Silly me. Discord said it was an early... Oh, yeah, because Discord goes off of my title. Okay, so that's intuitive. I think it's got to be the left. How is it the right, man? Alcohol gets to bypass the price diff? That's fucked up, and you know it, dude. The Ribman. Why am I dropping so... What the fuck? Why am I dropping so many frames? Hello? Can my stream not pass away, please? Thank you. I think we're good now. Okay. There we go. Habanero chicken burger or the Ribman? I return. Welcome in, True Ryukin. I think it's got to be the habanero chicken burger. The right has more food, though, so I think the right wins. God damn it. I really need to stop second-guessing myself, man. Carne asada and al pastor tacos. 20 bones for these. This is crazy. However, this looks banging. This looks banging. Or a tray of 10 sausages. I mean, that's just better food, but like, or that's just more food, but like the left is better food, man. Butter chicken and rice. This looks like some mid-ass butter chicken and rice for $15. Give me the chicken wraps. Steak and cheese pied? Or a bag of popcorn with 2 beers. Yeah, ain't nobody paying $46 for a bag of popcorn with 2 beers. Give me the left. This one has steak in the title, and the picture is above like a 5 out of 10, so it wins. Okay, never mind. Oh, the right was a scam, bro. They were saying the right was $13. That was for 1 portion, not 2. I know my American Stadium prices. We just got fucked. This one has steak in the title, but this one has a pretzel bun, and also the picture is below a 5 out of 10, I would say. This just looks not good, though. Like, the right just, aside from the bun looks absolutely scrumptious, and everything else just looks terrible. I think it's got to be the left. I can't even say anything. I can't even give input on either of those. Hot dog mustard was added after photo was taken. Well, thank you for that clarification. I appreciate it. I've never had a pretzel bun. Pretzel buns are absolutely fantastic. I can't lie. The Paul Curryhurst. So I'm assuming this is a guy. This is a play on a bloke named Paul's name. So I'm just voting against it. Just out of principle, since I've already tanked today's Scrandle, thus like so far, I'm just voting against it. I'm just voting against it out of principle. I have to. If we maybe had more points, that I would have tried there, but I mean, we're already below the daily average at that point. I gotta stick to my guns. All right, anyway, let's get into the runs, shall we? Scored E178 today, almost nan-infed again. You'll get there one day. Welcome in, Led. The me and Tomodachi life I made of girlfriend just called me a homophobic slur. And it's funnier because I'm pretty sure it's because my Switch thinks I'm British. That's crazy. That's crazy. I got one in December. Oh, shit. And you're still hunting for it? All right, well, you're addicted. Now, to your credit, something pot kettle, but I digress. This is my first time watching your stream, and I'm not gonna lie, this section is highly Northern Lion coded. That's like probably the best compliment that I'll get all day. Found any funny memes today? No, I'm not really like a big memes guy. I don't scroll enough meme platforms to find funny memes. And the meme platforms that I do scroll, aka Reddit, I don't really scroll on like meme subreddits. I just scroll on like Kitchen Cells and like r/Balatro. And like r/Popper for Magic the Gathering. A Balatro thing that no one talks about but is goated is putting a locked Joker on the title screen as a recommendation of what to unlock. I gotta agree with that. Nobody does talk about that, but that is kind of a stellar mechanic. I gotta agree with it. All right, let me get... holy hell, I cannot type. Oh my god. You're in the popper? I wouldn't say I'm in the popper, but when I was in high school and I had like infinite time on my hands to like get into a specific meta, I was in the popper. Now I've since fallen off of it just because I play Magic like once a week as opposed to like 2 hours a day every day. But like I still keep up with popper a little bit. Sup, short people and shorter people, you shock. How's it going? What's up, Odin? Thank you for the 145 stream streak. W Magic? Bro, I love Magic. Is Kitchen Cells the one where guys talk about how they fail at social interactions and then post their awful meals? Yeah. That's the one, man. You got it. AKA the best subreddit on the platform, man. Also one of the saddest ones. It's a real roller coaster, honestly. It's like watching a thriller. The lows are low, but the highs are so high, man. The highs are so high, bro. All right, the timer is on 23:25, allegedly. That seems par for the course. On a 19 win streak for this profile. Just gotta flex that real quick. Let's go for some Magic Deck Green Stake, shall we? Fan Scrandle review stream coming soon. That would actually be kind of fire. How many losses we have? 3 losses over the entire profile. Should I put a win rate on screen? I feel like putting a win rate on screen when we're in like turbo low stakes is like kind of cringe, but also there's been at least like 2 people every single stream that have asked for a win rate. Or at least asked how many losses we have. Also, I'm going to unpin the one. The one comment about remembering the timer. I am one of them. Yeah, I'm not like saying that to blame anybody. It's a chud move followed by so he should do it. All right, that's crazy. What's a food you can't stand but recognize that it tastes good? Sweet potatoes. I feel like a goober whenever I say I don't like sweet potatoes because it's like a cultural norm, especially, you know, in my surrounding area to really enjoy sweet potatoes and to like bring them to every holiday dinner. I fucking hate sweet potatoes, bro. And it's not one of there's been a myriad of foods in my life where like I haven't liked them for the longest time, and then I try them like the closer I get to adulthood, and then suddenly I really like them. Like mushrooms, I hated for my entire childhood, and then I had a mushroom and Swiss burger one time when I was like 17 years old, and I was like, wait, mushrooms are kind of fire. Bro, I have tried sweet potatoes so many times in so many different ways throughout my life, and they've just been appalling like every time. I fucking hate them, bro. And I recognize I'm wrong, as is the question, because literally everybody seems to enjoy sweet potatoes to some extent, but I hate them so much, man. Sweet potato fries. Now there, I do have to concede, sweet potato fries are like a godlike invention. Sweet potato fries are kind of fantastic. I do have to concede that point. But just like baked sweet potatoes, bro, or like the sweet potato like pineapple casserole, that's like so Midwest coded that probably 75% of chat is gonna think I'm a fucking psychopath for stringing together those words, and the other 25% of chat is gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. That shit sucks, bro. That shit sucks. Terrible. The fries are too sweet in my mind. Nah, I disagree. Well, it depends on the seasoning. If they're not properly seasoned, then I agree. But like some sweet potato fries with just like some salt or even like some Greek seasoning, pretty good. I became so much less picky as I started to cook for myself and learned how to cook vegetables so they taste good. Unironically, truth nuke. Biggest thing that is slandering Brussels sprouts, at least in the American cultural zeitgeist, biggest thing that is slandering Brussels sprouts is motherfuckers not knowing how to cook Brussels sprouts, because steamed Brussels sprouts are absolutely appalling. But if you throw them in a pan, they're pretty damn good. I'll just say that. They're pretty damn good, man. My family makes sweet potato and marshmallow s'more dessert casserole, and I feel so fat eating it. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And it's weird to me that other people know that that's a thing, just because that feels like something that shouldn't exist. And furthermore, like I said, a lot of people seem to like it. I'm not a lot of people, man. I fucking hate that sweet potato casserole shit. Pan-fried Brussels sprouts with bacon and cranberries. I do pan-fried Brussels sprouts with bacon and lemon juice. Which I don't know if I do bacon, garlic, and lemon juice. I don't know if that's a hot take, but bacon, garlic, and lemon juice with the Brussels sprout action, that's fucking fire. That turned me from a D1 Brussels sprout hater to like a Brussels sprout glazer literally overnight in like 5 minutes. That shit was tough, bro. These are all S. We'll grab him just because he like scores us points. This is an angle just because of how like powerful Grabber is. This is an angle where you could convince me to sell one or more of the fools to pick up a Grabber voucher. It's looking like we're not gonna need to do that, but this is an angle where you could convince me for sure. Hi Shock, it's technically my birthday today. Well, happy birthday, Smashy. Good shit, man. Everybody wish Smashy a happy birthday in chat. YouTube chat included. You guys are fired if you don't do it. From what? I'm not sure exactly, but just do it and then neither of us have to think about it. I thought the only food I would reject to eat was Brussels sprouts because of how shit people cooked them till I tried them pan-fried. Yeah, pan-fried is just like an insane Brussels sprout glow-up. Like, it's actually insane meta, man. If we buy the... Okay, so here's the angle. This is how you can... This is a perfect shop for if you can tell, or like how to tell if you're a gold stake degenerate. What does chat see as the play in this shop? Twitch chat's gonna get it right, so YouTube chat, you're not allowed to look at Twitch chat. Because Twitch chat, I would say, is like a solid 62% more like degenerate pilled than YouTube chat. What's the proper line in this shop? Any chat, anybody. Sell fool for Grabber. I like the way you're thinking. You are paying attention to the fact that I love the hand vouchers. So like points for, you know, paying attention there. That's not the play purely just because we have the entire ante to pick that up. Mercury into two fool to start pair maxing. What a surprise. Nerdy trans girl gets the Balatro gold stake question correct. What a surprise. Obviously, double fool the Mercury, sell the Joker, and buy Fib if you can. I don't believe we are able to buy Fib. No, wait, we actually are able to buy Fib. Okay, I'm a fucking idiot then, because we can do both things. But the optimal line here is Mercury, fool, fool, instead of just straight up buying Fib. Bear slop, go, go, go. Yeah. All right, well, I'm a fucking, like, nonce then, because that's, like, the most obvious line in the world to anybody with a brain. I thought we were $1 short of buying Fibonacci. Okay, so I'm not, like, nearly as smart as I thought myself to be, but I digress. I'm so slow at typing. No, you're chilling. You're chilling. I think we ditched the halvesies just because Fib is, like, pretty much a halvesies. And I want Nacho Tongue, like, pretty fucking badly. Open Planet Pack, double fool the Jupiter, start flush maxing. Yeah, I found the Herald chatter. Can we, mods, can we do something about that, pretty please? I want to misprint text so fucking badly, but, like, we just don't need to there at all. I need to change my name to Thinking Cave Woman. Hey, Squimbo. Wait, holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my god. Squimbo into Nacho Tongue? Oh, you're too fucking kind, bro. You're too fucking kind, bro. Don't you standard for 2 Red Seal rocks? Yeah, you're fired, man. Have you finally come around on Square, man? What's with everybody mixing me up with Herald today? Literally everybody has mixed me up with Herald today. Man, I have always been around on Squimbo. It's Herald that hates him with a burning passion of 1,000 suns. Squimbo has always been my child. This guy is not going to handle it well when misprint tech gets removed from the game. Don't get it twisted. I've said it before. I'll say it 1,000 times again, and I am 100% serious. If Local Thunk removes the collection misprint tech from the game in the new update, I will be full pivoting to a Slay the Spire streamer. I will never fucking play this game again in my entire life, and I will shun the community. I'm just kidding. Oh, wait, it's Herald that hates Squimbo. Fuck Herald for that and only that. We should go for a genuinely silly build today. I mean, it's possible. Also, I hate that fate has doomed me to only get interesting builds when I'm not not when I'm not recording, but when I'm off stream. I spent at least 4 hours today farming B-roll for the latest video essay that I'm gonna have out. Hopefully, I'm not gonna specify when because it might take me longer than I'm assuming, but it'll be out before too long. I was B-roll maxing today. I needed the last game that I needed to get B-roll for was I needed 1 Ghost Deck game. I played it on Gold Stake. Very first Gold Stake Ghost Deck game. First pack Baron into second shop Eternal Raised Fist, which then evolved into a run that had 3 Barons off of a Showman that I took, and a Perkeo, which I copied Deja Vu's with. And, like, you know, as much as I, like, actually don't mind the pair slop gameplay loop at all, I just really wish I would get more builds like that on stream. 3 Yap sessions in 1 month in this economy? Hey, bro, if I'm ever only hitting y'all with 1 or with 3 Yap sessions in a month, just fucking unfollow, bro, because I've clearly lost the plot, man. I've clearly fallen off. I've come around to liking Square because I'm on a quest to be the 4-oak guy. Okay, well, if you're the 4-oak guy, then you should know better than anybody that your ass should not be playing Squimbo with 4-of-a-kinds. I mean, who am I to question the 4-oak guy? But, like, I'm just saying, man. My overall win rate has been soaring since I learned how to properly pair max. It's actually crazy, bro. It's actually crazy. Do I take a clearance sale here? I really want to, but I think if I'm being responsible, I just don't. Granted, it's Green's take, so do I really need to be responsible here? Not really, man. Not really. 5 Oak plus Squimbo is the meta. See, now that is the 5 Oak guy. Mars is just a cool planet in general. If planets were like humans, then Mars would be autistic. Man, YouTube chat's like they got some bangers today. Twitch chat, you guys might need to work on your game, man. YouTube chat's in the kitchen right now. Do we take a discounted vampire? Maybe. Nah. Sorry, we're too busy furry maxing tonight. No, I mean, that's understandable. It has to happen at least one night a month. Hold on, let me open Tumblr for some inspiration. Maybe you should merge the chats eventually. That is an idea. However, then I wouldn't be able to have one of the recurring bits of this channel be the ongoing feud between YouTube chat and Twitch chat, and ultimately, that's much funnier to me. Like the amount of funny that is offsets the convenience of being able to read both chats in one chat box. I'm just gonna give it to you straight. Fuck YouTube chat. See, that's exactly the type of shit that I'm talking about. Welcome in 3. How about we get some 8s? Ooh. Magician card off of 8-ball? Okay, okay. YouTube chat are the Capulets to Twitch chat's Montagues? Yeah, exactly. And like that's how it's gonna be, just for my entertainment, if nothing else. I have no issue with Twitch chat. YouTube chat trying to take the moral high ground. We'll see how long this goes. Imagine getting Midas Joker next shop. I really hope that you're like willing that into existence for me, because Twitch chat has a tendency to do that. There is no YouTube chat in Bossing Say. See, like, you guys are starting to get you're starting to get it. You're starting to get the allure. 8-ball with High Priestess. I feel like that about sums up how useful 8-ball is on the average run. Granted, the past 2 blinds, we've gotten 1 tarot. So this 8-ball is technically on par with the Hallucination right now, and Hallucination I glaze endlessly. You skipped Vampire, so I said it. I mean, honestly, fair enough, man. That's very reasonable, I feel. 8-ball do anything challenge? Yeah, you're gonna feel real stupid when this run gets a Chad in like 10 antes. Chad now? I like the way you think. P-Dog with the hydrate. Oh, my nanner, man. No, it's fine. We'll get it back. We'll get it back. Trust. Speaking of hallucination, wait, this is kind of fire. Honestly, a Dusk would go hard here. No comment. We'll hit a Steel Queen, I suppose. Why no count Jimbo when you have 8-ball Fib synergy to feed him? What? Least schizophrenic focus shock chatter? We found them? Computer, get this guy a retrigger Joker. See, now that you said that, though, it's going to be Socken Buskin, and then I'm going to have the harrowing realization that this is a photo chat run, and that's I don't like those, so that's not gonna go over well. probably calling vampire Count. Oh, Count Jimbo. That makes sense. I remember me and Schmeck had a talk about 8-ball viability, and one thing I remember is Schmeck saying 2 dice with 8-ball isn't actually worth compared to 1 dice because of consumable slots. I mean, yeah, but counterpoint, 1 8-ball isn't worth it because of Joker slots. So, Schmeckles 1 Balatro gameplay balance also 1, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that, but it sounded witty in my head. Why are there 2 day 13s? To my knowledge, there isn't. Holy shit, 4 of a kind 8s? Wait, we could do some funny shit. Peep it. Peep it, 1 death card and this goes to the moon. Okay, Temperance? I'm not gonna lie. That's not bad. Counterpoint, double oops 8-ball gives infinite Wheel of Fortune that always hits. Oh, they're too good with it. No, honestly, fair enough, man. Welcome in, Collie. Flush 5. Yeah, the Flush 5 8-ball build. Nerdy Trans Girl with the tier 1. Thank you for the gifty. Chat, if you got a gifted, thank your gifter. Appreciate that, gifty. Many thanks. The 4 Oak Squimbo guy knew something. Wait, fucking true, dude. And I was so quick to clown on him, too. Shock, I know you ruined my luck during the Golden Needle Challenge, but I am willing to lend you my luck again if you wanted. I trust you won't ruin it again. What do you mean I ruined it, man? If anything, your luck ruined me because of the Golden Needle mishap. I think you're trying to play it off like your luck wasn't the problem, and frankly, I just don't appreciate that, man. -7? No, because like 8-ball with Chad is already really good. Add a dice and you have the single fastest tarot gen in Balatro. I deadass used to be an 8-ball hater, then I talked to Schmeck, just saying. Okay, in fairness, I think 8-ball Chad is a good combo. However, 8-ball Chad dice is 3 Joker slots. I think unless you have insane luck or you have Crystal Ball, it's kind of dog shit. It's a bad combo at the end of the day. I deadass used to be an 8-ball hater. I still am, but I used to too. See, that's based. That's based. I don't know. I don't like 8-ball, but I like 8-ball Chad. It's yet another addition to the always speculative Chad, never speculative X argument. You will never catch my ass taking a speculative photograph, but like speculative Chad, well, you can take that, and then it's possible that you get an 8-ball for the Chad 8-ball combo or a photo for the photo Chad combo. But my ass, no, after I got like my 400th hour in the game, I no longer got excited by like an eternal photograph like Ante 2, because I just know that shit's not going to turn into like anything that matters. 8-ball dice feels worse than dice Chad and 8-ball Chad. 8-ball dice feels worse than dice Chad and 8-ball Chad. No, that's kind of fair. What about taking speculative photographs of your ass? Because I do that all the time for the sugar daddies. Well, I mean, it's not my place to. I'm just the Balatro balance guy, man. It's not really my place to judge as far as that goes. Also, I'm dead. Fun fact. I need like to start playing 2 pairs because the Squimbo is an immense amount of chips right now. I just need the mult. I love lucky cards, by the way. Let's go gambling. Lucky cards are fire, I'm not gonna lie. Surely this gets us like a lot of points, yeah? 67-20? That's actually like not that good. Excuse me. One molt trigger and we're saved? Jesus fucking Christ, bro. I cannot talk. Oh my god. Lucky. What the fuck did I even say? Lucky Prigger? What does that mean? Also, W hype train. That hype train is 3 minutes late. That's actually crazy. Maybe we do need that win-loss counter. Nah, it's chill. We'll not lose this round, and then we'll fall upon, like, I don't know, any X-Molt Joker to get us out of this. And you were just shitting on 8-Ball? I wasn't shitting on 8-Ball, but, like, it shouldn't be in my slots. Smashy redeemed switch buttons at such a time as this. I can't fucking believe it, man. That's crazy. But I do appreciate the redeem. Lucky cards are fire in the same way as gonorrhea because it always burns when I'm trying to use them. God, Kali always has the best +2s. I wish I was as funny as Kali. But Kali's in my chat, and then I, like, read Kali's messages. So, I mean, like, really, that's kind of the same thing as being as funny as Kali. I don't want to block the death, is the thing. I think we're going to do this, and then I think I'm going to do this, just because I'm keeping up hope that this is going to be an 8-Ball run. And then, do we do the 3-Oak? Or the 2-Pair? I honestly don't think it matters. Now, we do the 2-Pair because it's one more smiley face trigger, and that actually matters, like, quite a bit. Wheel of Fortune! Oh my god, surely that hits, right? Right? Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. Right, are you fucking serious, man? Okay, Jesus Christ. $4 grand on a pair? This is fucked up, man. Oh my god, and we're gonna get dog shit in this shop. It's over, bro. It's over. What the fuck is this, man? I'm relying on this shop to cover up my past poor decisions, and you give me dog shit? I can't believe it, bro. I just don't need more chips. Like, this is a really good Joker, don't get me wrong, but, like, I just don't need more chips, like, at all. I can't even be mad, because this is Molt. But, like, this shop is just toying with me at this point. Thank fuck, honestly. That's actually really good for us. Maybe the one time, everybody get your cameras out, maybe the one time in recorded Focus Shock history that I will be, like, genuinely elated to see a fortune teller. This fortune teller saved the run, and I don't say that very many times at all. I don't need more chips. Focus Shock about to be disowned by Lays. Fortune teller is kind of slept on, TBH. It's cool. Fortune teller's in a really weird limbo state where I think it's really bad, but it also gets too much hate. Because everybody is like, oh, fortune teller's a dog shit joker. You need tarot gen for it to be good, which is true. But, like, okay, tarot gen jokers are, like, really good on average. So it's not, like, completely unbelievable for you to expect to have tarot gen in your lineup. Like, even if you have some dumbass shit like a hallucination, like, the hallucination makes fortune teller, like, really usable. Sahi Shi. My bad, I keep misgendering fortune teller. In my defense, do they ever canonically gender fortune teller? I feel like I'm being gaslit, and chat is actually full of the people misgendering them. I don't need more chips, the humble Flint. Well, Squimbo kind of shits on the Flint, so, like, it's fine. You are being gaslit, and that's okay. Hey, man, at least you're honest about it. Nothing wrong with a little honest gaslighting. I'm gonna go now. It's 12. Good night, boy. Ignore the fact it's July. Okay, now I'm just lost. It's one of those jokers like Supernova where you can benefit from finding it later on. Yeah, that's actually very true. It's bad early game, and when it's good late game, it's outclassed. I don't know, man. I don't know if I would say that it's just flat out bad early game. I guess it depends on the definition of early game, because, like, Fortune Teller Ante 2 is not doing jack shit even on, like, Magic deck. But Fortune Teller Ante 3 or 4, I think, is, like... If you have any tarot gen whatsoever, Fortune Teller Ante 3 or 4 is like kind of a shoe-in, especially if you don't already have scaling molds. Wow, that's ass. Cool. I feel like Fib is not... we should not treat that as a reason to just keep steel cards in hand for no reason. My schedule's already fucked. Sleep at 3, wake up around 11. Yeah, tell me about it, man. That's a normal schedule for a guy like me. Alexa, play any, like, Linkin Park song. I do want the lucky card proc, so I'm just gonna ship this. Okay. Okay. Petition to name the generation after Gen Alpha Tarot Gen. Dude, that would be so big, actually. That would be maybe the funniest contribution of all time. I think we do one of these. I think we do one of these. I think I take a Luchador just to put it in my collection. But also because, like, when we're relying on 6 hands, we just fucking die to, like, the eye boss. Do I take a Seeing Double? I guess I take it over a Fib, since I don't really need Fib to win here anyway. I do want a Hieroglyph at some point. Okay, Burger is, like, so funny. Okay, Burger is so fucking funny here, man. To the point where I would probably get rid of a Cartomancer for it. Have we ran into Needle yet? Well, now I don't think it matters. But we are still, like, pretty vulnerable to Eye. Okay. Honestly, this is pretty good, man. This is pretty good. Fortune Teller, Vagabond, 8-Ball, Polycule. Brother, I hate to tell you, but if you're running Vagabond, your ass does not need an 8-Ball. Even if you happen to be playing 8s. Have we ran into Needle yet? Me when I'm in a Saw movie. They just don't stop, man. They just don't stop. The Collie +2s are like something to be studied. Quite frankly. I should have taken the Celestial pack there. That was really stupid. I'm too high score pilled from farming B-roll earlier today, where I just like immediately sell planets if they're not like worth it to me in the first 10 seconds that I see them. Hello, Marijuana Shock. Kind of crazy that you misspelled marijuana, which is I'm assuming why you exclamation mark vanished. But I saw that shit, man. Also, why? Okay, for all the people who were arguing with me when I was having the Seeing Double discussion in chat, I'm gonna bring this up, and it's like probably like 3% of the reason why Seeing Double gets shade from me. But it's yet another reason to go on to the stack of reasons why I don't like Seeing Double, and so I'm gonna act like it's the worst shit ever. Why does Seeing Double not work when you play a debuffed club? It's still a club under there, man. It's not like when I play 5 debuffed clubs, it's a high card because they don't technically have suits. That shit's a flush, okay? If the game is recognizing it as a flush, then that's a club under there. It's not scoring? Bruh. Oh no, that is true. Am I thinking of Flower Pot? I've had this discussion so many times. I feel like I'm talking to nothing. Am I thinking of Flower Pot then? Because Flower Pot does the same shit, but it's worded differently. Unless I'm just thinking about wild cards. I think I'm thinking about wild cards. I'm shadow boxing, but it is what it is. I still don't like Seeing Double. Fuck him. He's stupid. Anyway. Do I need... Okay, so now the question becomes, if I take a baseball card and I have 8 hands, do I really need a Luchador to counteract the Eye? And I think the answer is no. I think if I have technically 3 X-Molt Jokers, a plus Chips Joker, and a plus Molt Joker, I'm like the most hand agnostic that a motherfucker can be. I think the Eye is kind of free. Shadowboxing is very close to soapboxing, and frankly, Preach King. I wasn't even meaning soapboxing, but I guess they kind of go hand in hand in this particular circumstance. Girl rotting is close to girl rotating. Ass chatter. We're too far gone. We're too lost in the sauce. Also, okay, literally I brought it up at the beginning of stream, and then I completely forgot about it. So the banter for today, I saw this while I was cooking myself dinner, and I wanted to bring it up on stream just because I wanted to get everybody's like opinions on it. How many people in here saw the newest Charlie video, the newest Moist Critical video? How many people are familiar with the techno LARP situation? Because I want to get chat's opinion on it. Yo, I just watched your worst Joker vid. Welcome in, Parrot. I hope you enjoyed it, man. Mercury level, finally. That joke was initially NSFW, by the way, so I had to censor it. I don't like this. Yeah. that's okay. I low-key saw up till the part about the LARPer playing with Techno's friends, and then I went on to listen to music. I feel like that's the quintessential, Charlie experience. Is there not a single person in here who knows what I'm talking about? I was hoping that we could have like a genuine, like deep philosophical discussion about this, because I have some thoughts on it. But if everybody else in here just thinks that I'm like a schizophrenic idiot, then I kind of don't know how to like I kind of don't know how to go forward with things. Could you catch us up on the techno LARP thing though? Okay, so yeah, I can definitely explain it. Okay, so the nutshell is, I'm assuming the vast majority of people in here, techno LARPing, is that like when my grandparents pretend to know what email is? Yeah, exactly, bro, exactly. I know of the existence of the Penguin Zero guy, I guess. Does nobody... God, I can't fucking talk. Does nobody in here really watch Charlie? That's kind of crazy to me. I don't even watch him, like, religiously or anything, but I mean, I watch him probably once a week. Which I guess just sticks out to me as non-religious, since motherfucker posts, like, 14 times a week, but I digress. Watch him every day. I'm subscribed to him. Okay. So the general thing is, okay, so this is the background, this is the context, okay? Technoblade. I'm assuming that like people know who Technoblade is. I'm assuming that I don't have to explain who he is. Very prominent figure in the Minecraft community. Very cool guy. I used to watch his videos. I'm not like a Minecraft stan by any stretch of the imagination, but I used to watch Technoblade's videos just because I thought he had a very good sense of humor. He was an entertaining guy. He also happened to be very good at the game. So I used to watch him. He died in 2022. It was actually like very sad thing that happened. He developed, I don't remember, I'm not gonna say what it was because I don't remember what kind of cancer he developed, but he ended up developing cancer, and he went through like a bout where he didn't post for like X amount of time, and then he came back and he was like, don't worry guys, I think it's chill. And then he died. He passed away. It was like, jokes aside, it was very sad. It was a whole thing in the community. So beloved YouTuber passes away. That's Technoblade. He's a really cool Minecraft guy. He got cancer and passed away in 2022, and obviously not much with him has happened since then. Since, like, you know, he's dead. I'm not even trying to make it a joke. I'm just like giving the context. His dad posting about it was heart-wrenching. I agree. I remember crying when the video came out announcing his death. It was like 3 a.m. Yeah, I bawled my eyes out when that video came out. It was the first time that I had ever like felt that, I guess, like hurt by someone who passed away that I like didn't know. Like whenever people would pass, whenever like not even celebrities would pass away, but whenever people would pass away who were like prominent figures and people would like get sad over it, I would be like, man, you didn't know him. That's like weird and shit.
And then the So Long Nerds video came out, or whatever it was called, and I was like, oh, I get it. I fucking bawled my eyes out when that video came out. That was like, I mean, I don't want to use the term tragic because that seems kind of like overhyping of the term tragic, but like it was tragic, man. It was really sad. But anyway, that's the extent of it. Charlie came out with a video today. There's been a trend across YouTube as of recent. It started, like, I want to say sometime in May. I could be getting the timeline twisted. But there's been a trend on YouTube where, like, people will LARP as popular YouTubers. So, like, the most popular YouTuber, I'm actually subscribed to him. A part of this trend is LARPiplier, who is literally just some dude who, like, acts like Markiplier and just, like, posts like he is 2016 Markiplier. And that's like the entire channel. He's like 100K subscriber channel. All he does is like post as if he is like 2016 Markiplier. Some might say, you know, there's a whole like ethical argument as far as that's concerned, just off the bat. Some might say that that's like, you know, low effort content, etc. and so on. Motherfucker's entertaining. What can I say? Is he kind of stealing the bit? Yeah, but like, also, he's got 100K subscribers, man. You don't do that by like not being good at YouTube is what I'm getting at. Does that make sense? So I personally don't really see it as a big deal. You know what I mean? I saw LARPiplier being a chud in Ludwig's chat. That was goofy. What do you mean a chud? In Ludwig's chat? That's kind of funny. But anyway, so that's like been a whole thing that's been that's going on YouTube, is people LARPing as like their favorite creators. Well, apparently somebody is LARPing as Technoblade, and that's what Charlie's latest video was about. He was talking about the Techno LARP situation and how it's like essentially the whole video boiled down to like Charlie was kind of condemning it because like it's kind of a, I guess, an ethically gray area as far as like LARPing as a dead guy. I'm not referring to him as like a dead guy to be callous. That's just kind of what it is, right? So I'm hoping that's not like offensive to anybody, but that's just kind of what it is. But it's like viewed as like, I guess, callous to be like doing the whole LARP tuber thing with like a deceased creator, as it were. And I mean, like, there's a lot of moving parts in the discussion, but I kind of feel like that's a nothing take. I feel like, I mean, like, a lot, like, in my eyes, like, could you argue that it's, especially since Technoblade, I think the biggest thing that sets it apart is that Technoblade's dad is still like extraordinarily active in the community, which I guess kind of gives it like a sense of novelty. But from my eyes, it's like, is it really, like, are all dead people just like immune to LARPing as it is? Not even LARPing, but just to like that type of thing, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Like, is everybody who has died, whether unfortunately or not, is everybody immune to like that type of interaction? And I feel like in my head the answer is no, but like I've said, there's a lot of moving parts to where like I can definitely understand why people are upset about it. But when I was watching the video and Charlie was like kind of condemning the dude, I was like, I feel like that's just like, I feel like it's not that deep, man. I feel like it's not that deep. Anyway, let me read chat. Let me read chat's opinion on this. Shock, if I LARPed as you, would you sue me? I don't think I would sue you. I would at least ask that you would like direct people back to me. But like, I don't know if I would sue you, man. I don't know if I would be able to, considering I'm like 20 years old and live with my mother. But that's another conversation. What does LARPing mean? Well, LARPing is an acronym for live action role playing, but it is essentially evolved, as all language does, to just like straight up copying, I guess, would be my new age definition. He got banned because it's kind of just distracting to have someone infamous in a chat, and instead of just like hopping on a different account to chat, he kept on being chud-like. Gotcha. The LARP applier thing. It's in really bad taste, TBH. How do you feel about AI Peter Cushing in new Star Wars movies then, or AI Carrie Fisher? Was that AI? AI Peter Cushing wasn't AI, was it? I thought that was all just like, I mean, I guess VFX is comparable, but I don't think it's Gen AI. I'm not actually familiar on that, so I don't know why I'm disputing it. It's kind of weird. That's the thing, is like, I don't know if it's necessarily wrong, but like, it doesn't give me the greatest feeling, you know what I mean? Biggest turnoff is how cynically profit-seeking the thing as a whole is. I can't fucking talk, bro. It's actually a problem. The growth and change this creator has experienced is irrelevant to me. I shall invoke them to make money. Yeah, I mean, like, I get that. I get that. This person wouldn't be notable if not for their invocation of a famous person. Right. And, like, the big thing that jumps out to me is, like, him not asking... He did ask... Techno Dad, who is obviously Technoblade's father, who is like, again, still active in the community, and like to some extent kind of seems like he posts on his son's behalf. I don't know if that's like a crazy take, but that's kind of the vibe that I get, is like he kind of is a continuation of Technoblade. Kind of. That's a very loose term of a very loose usage of the term continuation, but that's like somewhat of his role. The defining factor, and why I ultimately think it's like maybe not good, is that he asked Technodad's permission for it, and Technodad essentially elaborated and was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to fucking say to the guy, so like I didn't respond immediately. And so Techno LARP just like continued on with it. I feel like that's definitely something where like, if you get the parents' permission to do it, or like whoever the surviving benefactor, as it were, is, if you get permission to do it, I feel like it's not crazy. But like him just like going around Technodad is like kind of weird, to say the very least. It's like kind of weird at best, and kind of like fucked up at most, or at worst. Profiting on someone else's name, image, and likeness, that is some kind of infringement. Yeah, I mean, but like, I don't know. I feel like that, well, that's a gray area as well. I feel like that's more of like a parody adjacent thing, though. No, I don't think that constitutes as just straight up infringement. Would they have a case? Probably, but like, I digress. A tribute video or two is one thing, trying to be a replacement is another. See, yeah, exactly. Bro thought silence meant consent. Yeah, that's like very weird. That goes very weird. LARPers should pay a cut. Yeah, that's like where the whole conversation, I think, comes to a head, is like LARPers profiting off of this. If the LARPee is cool with it, then I feel like there isn't a problem there, obviously, but like, this is not a situation where it's not a situation where like the surviving benefactor, again, I'm just using that term because I don't know of a better one off the top of my head, the surviving party, I guess. It's a situation where the surviving party is like indifferent. They're not approving or disapproving of it, but moreover, it's like the LARPee is dead. So the LARPee, I mean, we could speculate as to what the LARPee would think, and Technoblade, not to get too parasocial, but Technoblade definitely strikes me as the type of guy who would like be completely fine with this, because Technoblade was very much like anything for views type of guy, or at least that was like his persona. Who knows if he was actually like that, but it's the person he portrayed was very much like you know, a quintessential like anything for subscribers type of thing, like the grind never stops type of guy. So, like, we can speculate, and I think Techno would ultimately be, like, kind of find it funny at the end of the day, but it's like he's dead, right? So you can't definitively say that. And because you can't definitively say that, it's kind of a weird subject, right? It's kind of a weird subject, to say the very least. Bottom line is I think TechnoLARP not getting permission. There's also the whole thing with Skeppy as well, like him integrating himself into the group of streamers that Techno used to like hang out with. That's kind of neither here nor there as far as I'm concerned. It's a little weird, but like if it's true that Skeppy reached out to him, then like it is what it is. But just as a whole, it's a weird gray area. Because I don't think, you know, I don't think LARPing is like itself is ethically gray. I personally don't think it's bad. Because especially in the case of people like LARPaplier has 100K subs. Mark is like one of the most influential people on YouTube and has like fucking millions of subscribers. LARPaplier is literally taking zero things away from Markiplier. Is he profiting off of Markiplier's likeness and like building a career for himself and a platform for himself off of Markiplier's image? Yeah, but like he's literally taking nothing away from Markiplier, which I guess that's not justification, because that's like kind of a slippery slope to go down, since that's ultimately subjective, I guess you could say. But like Markiplier's not suffering because of LARPaplier, so ultimately, and that's like the case for like, I would say pretty much all of these LARP tubers, because LARP tubers are only copying people with like millions of subs, right, that I have seen. So at the end of the day, I really don't think LARPing is like that bad at all. But I mean, the big philosophical question is, should dead people be void from LARPing? And I feel like to say just flat out, dead people should be void to LARPing or like stuff like that is kind of weird in my eyes. But I can also see just like, you know, respecting the legacy, as it were. I can see both sides. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know if I even really gave my 2 cents on it. I feel like I just fence rode a lot, but I don't really have 2 cents to give, I guess. I don't really, it's not even that I have an opinion on it, it's just I feel like I can't have one because I don't know what the definitive answer is. LARP is fine, but content creation around it, intentionally invoking their name and their own history, is genuinely kind of gross. It's not about loss of money by the original, it's about a sort of form of plagiarism. I guess why does the I guess my take is, why does the plagiarism matter? Which again is kind of a slippery slope, because the only reason I'm saying it shouldn't matter is because, well, they're famous, so like who cares is what I'm getting at. But like that's kind of a bad argument. But like I don't know, man. Like tribute bands are a cool thing. Are we really saying that like tribute bands are scummy? I feel like that's I don't know if I would agree with that at all. I guess it's not 1-to-1, but like it kind of is, man. It kind of is. I once again disagree. Some of the big names we have today are built off of other people's names. Sky Does Minecraft, Moist Critical, Dream. How is Moist Critical built off someone else's name? If I have the story correctly, super early in Critical's history on YouTube, Ray William Johnson covered some kind of video that he made, and he like blew up overnight. I'm pretty sure that's how Critical describes it. Whether or not that's actually how it went down, I couldn't tell you, if I'm being honest. I was like fucking 3 years old when Critical blew up on YouTube. Sup Unk Part 6 question mark. What's up, Genie? It's my birthday. Welcome in, Soul King. Happy birthday. Everybody wish Soul King a happy birthday as well. 2 birthdays in chat. That's crazy. I agree, the line doesn't feel like don't LARP dead people. It's more that the fact that Techno is dead and cannot defend himself means that his voice is co-opted. Yeah.
That's like the gray area for me though, because like can't you say that about? Aren't you saying don't LARP dead people like when you're talking about that? Because isn't that true of all dead people? Like if a motherfucker's dead, they can't defend themselves. I guess the idea is you can like explicitly say, hey, I don't mind. Not even if like you know you're dying, but just like in general, you can kind of loop it in as like hey, I don't mind if you guys LARP me post-mortem type of thing. But like who the fuck is gonna say that, right? I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what my opinion is on the subject. I truly don't. Couldn't you also say the same thing about making a biopic film? I have to Google the term biopic. I can kind of infer what it means from context, but I want to make entirely certain. Movie that dramatizes the life of a real historical or famous person. Yeah, okay. There's no legal thing here. This is all a discussion around icks and personal distastes. Yeah, exactly. It isn't my birthday. Truth. What is this stream about? We're 0 to 100%ing. Holy shit. I can't afford that. That's sad. We're 0 to 100%ing a new Balatro profile. It just so happens that we're talking about like YouTube drama while I do so. Welcome in, Nacho. Motivation idea, gift subs whenever you end up with a pair slop run. Bro, I'd be the richest person on Twitch and it wouldn't be close. Who are the most famous dead YouTubers? I couldn't tell you, man. I don't know enough. I'm not really well practiced in dead YouTuber anthropology, I guess. Focus, what's the objective for the run? Win? No, the streamer gift subs. Yeah, I'm just not doing that, bro. I'm sorry. I would be the least rich person on Twitch if that was the case. Excuse me. Bus equals auto win? Pretty much. I can't believe I missed a Twitch goober named Nerdy Trans Girl, W username. They've been pretty active in the Discord as well as of recent. It's kind of cool. Dead YouTubers tier list. Guys, we found Watch Mojo's next YouTube video. Actually, I was gonna make a joke about Watch Mojo there, and it was gonna be really funny, but jokes aside, I think they've already made that YouTube video, like, pretty recently. Which is probably the reason that it even jumped to my head. They literally did that video? Yeah. Bro, it's fucked up. It's kind of, isn't it kind of messed up how, like, modern history is taking all of the funny jokes just by being so absurd? Like, what am I supposed to banter about for 3 hours every night? It's fucking stupid, man. Can things just be normal so that, like, hyperbole can be funny again? Jokajola, I seriously have not taken. And shoot. Well, the shoot makes more sense. I'm going to take the Jokajola, though. That's a stupid play, to be fair, but we're going to grab that just to throw it in the collection. Hello from Metan? Medin? I can't type on VR. Oh, Meta. Welcome in, Black Lizard. Posts from The Onion always show up on my YouTube feed, and this is exactly how I feel about them. Dude, literally. Satire doesn't even hit anymore? Exactly, bro. It's fucked up. Invis makes a double-decker bus? Yeah, bro. Help me, I'm stuck on blue stake black deck. Reset for an investment tag in the big blind. You want it in the big blind so that you don't have to go into the small, or into the big blind with no scoring jokers, because if you skip the small blind for an investment tag, that's exactly what you'll have to do. So you want the investment tag specifically in the big blind. Once you get the investment tag, just pray that everything goes right, and that'll be your black deck win. And if it doesn't go right, you just rinse and repeat until it does. And if you're not above, and if you're above save scumming and you want to get a black deck win naturally, then enjoy
putting 1,000 hours into this game and still not being able to do it. Not that I would know or anything, but just throwing it out there. Y'all ever seen Full Metal Alchemist? Heard of it, never seen it. I've heard my friends glaze it, but I have not seen it either. Is this a spectral angle? I guess we sigil here, because, like, what else am I going to do? Did someone say throwback? Throwback in chat right above me. No, it isn't. I'm addicted to skipping blind. Someone send help. That's like being addicted to crack, man. Being addicted to skipping blinds. It's fucking cooked if that's the case. Welcome in, Steward. I feel like we should be able to choose one of 2 legendaries when I pick soul cards, since, say, Shiko would help more than Kaneo. Bro, I don't know if you just came from my update video and you're just, like, regurgitating the point to me, the guy who wrote the point. But if that's not the case, then you're literally my twin, and I've got a video on my channel for you that you would love. Check my most recent. Or sorry, my second most recent now. Anyone watch Edge Runners? I still have yet to watch Edge Runners, but I've heard multiple sources say that it's peak. What am I using this double tag on? Surely not a speed tag for $5. Do I take a credit card? I think you always take a credit card when you have open Joker slots, just purely for, like, temperance value, right? That's what my mother always taught me, or some shit. Okay, you gotta be fucking kidding me with these draws. Hello? I like skipping blinds. My favorite Joker is Throwback. My favorite deck is Anaglyph, and I have a physical copy of it. Okay, the physical copy of Anaglyph deck thing is actually, like, pretty cool, jokes aside. Everything else you said was deranged, and you need serious psychological help and or evaluation in general. These are both so bad, but List can at least be, like, not that bad in theory, like, later. Another burger in the bag. Another burger in the bag, as they say. Pre-me crashing bus due to being forced to play face cards via burger. Bang. Actually, we just play the 3-oak here. No, we don't have any chips, man. Me when I'm working at Burger King. What? Boss helps because you can discard faces always. That is true. That is very true. Counterpoint, the guy like me doesn't need to do that. I skip whenever Arcana pack because 0.3% chance of legendary or negative tag. We found John Balatro in YouTube chat. Also, I think that chat in and of itself is like the entire reason that there's a war between YouTube and Twitch chats. Because if you said some shit like that in Twitch chat, you say it in YouTube chat, so like it's funny. If you said that shit in Twitch chat, I think they would genuinely shoot you. Twitch chat doesn't fuck around with fun maxers. Twitch chat only cares about the optimal players. What's everyone's favorite Joker art? We went over this earlier today in stream. I said mine is definitely Hit the Road. And I'll say it, Hit the Road's underrated as far as Joker art goes. I never hear anyone talk about how their favorite art is Hit the Road. But Hit the Road's gas, man. This is where we die, because I draw all faces. Maybe Dusk. Dusk is another good one. Dusk is respectable. My favorite Joker is Gift Card, unironically. That's a base take. See, now Twitch... See, that's why we don't shoot people in YouTube chat, because now Twitch chat would feel bad about shooting you since you had such a base take. YouTube chat, this is where lessons are learned, okay? I said YouTube chat. I think I meant Twitch chat. Campfire art is peak. I also brought up Campfire. Fellow Campfire believer in chat. Good shit. Good shit. Campfire negative might be the cream of the crop. I still think ramen is a slept-on beast. This is hilarious, but I'm not doing it. Listen, if I didn't have... I know we're on low stakes, so it kind of doesn't matter, but if I didn't have the 20 win streak right now, you could convince me to do some goofy shit like this. I'm not doing goofy shit. Even if it's on a 20 streak, that doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's still a 20 streak, bro. And you're expecting me to do goofy shit? Shock should pit the YouTube and Twitch chats against each other in a fight. Whoever wins is the best Shock chat. Luckily, we are more than 30 of us, and they have a maximum of 10. Well, there's actually 18 in there right now. So awkward, man. Awkward. There are still more Twitch chatters, though, I gotta say. But YouTube chat's been on the come up. Turns out when you make YouTube videos that people like, aka video essays, the YouTube streams do better. How about that? Yeah, but we've got emotes. Hey, YouTube chat's got emotes too. It's just that YouTube is such a bad platform for streaming that like nobody has ever figured that out yet. Our chat hammers. Yeah, you also can't like cross-pollinate with YouTube stream emotes, can you? Now that I think about it. Like if I wanted to, I don't know if Sizak's YouTube chat has emotes, but if I wanted to use like a Sizak emote in YouTube chat, in my YouTube chat, I wouldn't be able to, would I? I'm just spitballing, but I don't know. Obama? That is true. Bro, Shock, I could listen to you yap about whatever the fuck in Balatro and I'd just listen because autism. Well, I do like yapping. And I do like playing Balatro. So that's, I mean, that's a good thing, man. Sizak's YouTube chat doesn't exist because he forgets to start the YouTube stream 80% of the time. That's actually really funny, I'm not gonna lie. Also, classic Anaglyph deck moment. We haven't hit like a single goddamn Celestial pack this whole time on a run where we could really fucking use some Celestial packs. That's just classic, man. What can I say? That's pretty par for the course, all things considered. We are so off pace, it's crazy. We've been running 5 games a stream for the past, I don't even know how many streams. The yap session at the beginning and the techno LARP discourse really put us like at a bad time for this stream. We're gonna be lucky if we fit in like 3 at this rate. Shortcut my goat? You're not needed here though, I'm sorry. Question, do Celestial packs appear in Ante 1? I never encountered one. Yeah, they appear in Ante 1. Will Blue Stake get changed? I heard something like that. Yeah, Blue Stake is getting reworked in the next update whenever that comes out. And I'm pre-firing the follow-up question being when does the next update come out? We don't know. Nobody knows. Fuck, I could have had another double tag, man. Oh, it's over for me. Worth it if techno LARP yap maxing is wrong. I don't want to be right. I know, but I'll never tell. Hopefully this year. I don't think it's going to be this year, man. If it is this year, I genuinely, like, unironically, I'm not even just saying this to be, like, funny, like, oh, get it, because it's, like, you know, he's technically right type shit. If it is this year, I don't think it's going to be until, like, November, like, late November at the earliest. But I don't think it's going to be this year. Every time someone asks when the new update comes out, Local Thunk delays it by 5 years. Truth nuke. Truth nuke? I heard Doc say that, so it's got to be true. All right, Campfire, so this run wins. I think switch Gold Stake with Blue Stake and make Gold Stake be make the game to Ante 9 or 10. So you're saying rentals should be Blue Stake?
And then gold stake should be make the game ante 9 or 10. People in my chat, as of recent, have taken to arguing with me when I say that making the game... Because I agree with you. I think new gold stake should be the game runs until ante 10. And people in Twitch chat have been yelling at me for that take because they think that ante 10 games on gold stake are apparently, like, impossible or some shit. And I'm thinking the next project after the 100% profile is going to be win streaking, but we have to get to ante 10. Because I want to see if I'm completely off my rocker or if Twitch chat is wrong. Because I think... I'm not even saying it because I hate Twitch chat, because I don't. But, like, I think Twitch chat's wrong on this one. Ante 10 runs are really long, but surely after skip buffs, it's chill. Yeah, skip buffs are not happening, yo. I'm just throwing that out there. I want them to happen so bad, and if they do happen, I'll be elated, but skip buffs are not fucking happening. I'm here to tell you. If loyalty card is all but confirmed to not be getting reworked, bro, skip buffs, that shit is not happening. After your last hand before the gold cards give cash, you can move Blueprint next to mime and get extra cash. This is proof loyalty cards need a nerf. Yo, give that guy a true. Give that chatter a true right now. Do remember that you would be facing a showdown blind on ante 10, not a normal one. Bro, this is why I'm saying this is the quintessential line. This is exactly why this is my take. Make new gold stake, go to ante 10, make ante 8 and ante 10 finisher bosses, make more finisher bosses in the game, and then with more finisher bosses in the game, ban Violet Vessel on ante 10 so that ante 10 is not just a 1 in 4 for something that actually matters. I think the game needs more finisher bosses anyway. Just because, like, a lot of the finisher bosses suck. But if you added more to the pool, then it's more realistic for you to ban Violet Vessel in ante 10. Because I think Violet Vessel in ante 10 is, like, probably the biggest argument for runs not going to ante 10. But if you just ban Violet Vessel in ante 10, then I feel like it's extraordinarily reasonable to assume that the average run gets to ante 10. Perhaps go to ante 9 with 7, 8, and 9 being final bosses. I don't think you need that many finishers. And ante 9 is redundant. I'm adamant that literally 99.5%... Okay, maybe not that. Maybe not to that extent. But out of every 20 builds that can make it to ante 8, I think a solid 19 of those, depending on the deck, can make it to ante 9. So I think you would have to go to ante 10 just because ante 9 is like a nothing burger for any run that makes it to ante 8. Let's just ban Violet Vessel. Listen, I'm not opposed to that, but I don't think that's happening. So I'm just offering, you know, what some would argue are realistic solutions. I'm on your side, but like we're both delusional is what I'm getting at. Ante 9 is 920k though. Yeah, but like you can beat Violet Vessel completely fine on any deck that isn't Plasma, is what I'm getting at. What's a finisher boss? Any ante 8 boss. Any of these 5 that only show up on ante 8. I think the correct nomenclature is showdown boss, but I call them finisher bosses because showdown boss rather sounds corny as fuck. IMO. Finisher boss, but I hardly know her boss. Some shit that my autistic friend Joe would say in high school. No shade to you or my autistic friend Joe. I'm just spitting facts. I gotta head to bed so I have energy for my vacation tomorrow. Good night, y'all. Good night, Jeannie. Thank you for pulling up. I know if the update includes new finisher boss blinds, they would be a sword, a club, stick, and a coin. That's oddly specific, which tells me that that's a reference to something that I'm just not understanding. What the fuck is this? Trying to make me crash my bus?
The shock bus stops for nobody. That double tag is just collecting dust. Number one problem with Anaglyph deck, by the way, is that that's the most common phrase uttered in an Anaglyph deck run. No, honestly, I gotta play more Anaglyph deck on stream because I feel like I'm sleeping on him. I feel like Anaglyph deck, for the longest time, I was like Anaglyph deck's biggest op. And I've only played like 3 runs with Anaglyph deck in the past like 4 months, and 2 of them were during the rotating streak. Or no, 1 of them was during the rotating streak. But I do think Anaglyph is like pretty good, man. Shock bus stops for nobody. The city council has tried to shut down this route for years, but the drivers keep driving it. We don't know where they get their gasoline. And I'll never tell. Shiko at ante 1 or Canio at abandoned deck? Which are you choosing? Shiko at ante 1, bro. What? Shiko at ante 1 is kind of goated. Because then you can play super riskily because your ass knows that you don't have to deal with bosses for the entire game. Violet Vessel is so brutal for these runs with Molt that grows per hand played. I disagree, man. I think Vessel is fine with these runs. You just got to be prepared for it. Hence why we're taking this loyalty card. This again seems like a bit, but like unironically, this is why we take the loyalty card, man. Especially with the burger. If we scale our campfire a bunch and then we get 1 loyalty card hand, that beats Vessel literally 0 problems. And don't get it twisted, I hate loyalty cards still, and I still think he's a dogshit joker, and I'll continue to think that he's a dogshit joker when he inevitably wins me this run when we roll into Violet Vessel and beat it by like 13 points on the dot. But, that being said, you know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend and all that, and I fucking hate Violet Vessel. Am I shadow banned? Why would you be shadow banned? This is hearsay? Yeah, but okay, so like, it is hearsay, but it's actually not hearsay because for something to be hearsay, I'm almost certain that it has to be not true. And loyalty card sucks ass. That's like that's like a definitive loyalty card truth. I literally said something relevant and streamer looks over my message like it's Leaky Cauldron. Okay, first off, Leaky Cauldron is kind of crazy. Isn't that a Harry Potter reference? You're banned for that. I'm just kidding. But also, there's this really weird thing called when there's like a bunch of chat messages popping up on my screen and I'm also trying to like play the video game and not do like horrendously badly. I'm not gonna get to every message, and like I apologize for that. I wish I could get to every message, but like it's just not gonna happen, man. It's just not. My dumbass thought that was a good idea, looking for most venomous animals on heart on Google Images. I have a severe arachnophobia and a fear for snakes. I mean, you kind of just walked into that, dude. Do I also get to request that streamer go back and read my skipped over message? Pretty please. No. If Shock doesn't read this message in 45 seconds, I will literally die IRL badly with lots of wet. What? Could you define lots of wet for me? Just out of curiosity. How did our buses get synced up? Because they're one in the same. Lots of it very wet. Oh. Have you seen Iron Lung? That's a really funny chat contextually. Yeah, I saw Iron Lung. I thought Iron Lung was really good. Have we talked about Obsession in this chat yet? We talked about Obsession, right? Chat, if y'all haven't seen Obsession, I'm not going to spoil anything, and I would ask that chat doesn't spoil anything either, but if y'all haven't seen Obsession, go watch Obsession. Very good movie. I think it blew Backrooms out of the water, me personally.
And that's not a shot against Backrooms, because I thought Backrooms was really good, but I thought Obsession was just, like, that good. The suggestions for the new Showdown blinds were oddly specific because the current Showdown blinds are card suits from other countries. German deck is hearts, leaves, spades, acorns, clubs, and bells, and cups are in the Italian deck. Well, we couldn't just, like, find new fucking suits from other countries, man? I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a crazy reason to assume that we can't have more finisher bosses. Like, there's more iconic, you know, targets for legendary jokers in the world than, like, Perkeo, Shiko, Kaneo, Trib, and Yo Rick, right? Would be busted as shit if you could get negative tag after every boss. How exactly would you buff Anaglyph? I'd say that it can give any tag after a boss. Any tag after a boss? No, that's way too much of a buff. I used to think that Anaglyph deck needs a buff. I unironically think that Anaglyph deck does not need a buff. It's just a deck that sucks unless you're, like, a good player. Or unless you're, like, gamble-pilled. Because if you're gamble-pilled, then you're just going to go for dumb shit like rare skips and negative tags. Anaglyph deck doesn't want you doing that bullshit. It wants you going for investment tags. It wants you going for economy tags. It wants you going for grabber tags. Or, like, handy tags or whatever the fuck it's called. If you go for those, Anaglyph deck is, like, unironically a very serviceable joker. But if your ass is on Anaglyph deck and you have, like, 6 negative tags, and you see an econ skip and a negative tag, and your ass is going for the negative tag and then complaining about how Anaglyph deck is bad and needs a buff, like, that's just a skill issue of the highest order, and I don't really know what to tell you. I came from YT. What's up, Nico? Please remember to clean up after yourself and try to practice more self-control. Need a solution to help kill a bunch of mosquitoes? I need a flamethrower to get them all. That's a crazy first-time chat from Dislogical. That honestly might be first-time chat of the year. We got to fumigate Nico now. The YouTube chatters are not beating the allegations. I think Anaglyph would benefit from starting with a double and anti-1, but yeah, late game it's awesome. I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I think the sad reality of that situation is that if Anaglyph deck got a double tag in anti-1, I think that would be a really good excuse to nerf investment tag. And I want, like, I want as few excuses to nerf investment tag in the game as possible, because investment tag's fucking goated. As a semi-full house main, I don't get why there aren't no cards for full house. Like, why? Yeah, I discussed this in the same video where I said that that Soul should be better. Full house does need some kind of technology. I agree 100% with you, because it has nothing and it shows right now. It's full house in high stakes is like unplayable. Full house like that sitcom. I was gonna suggest that instead Anaglyph should just double the effect of all tags, but okay then. Yeah, I don't think Anaglyph needs a nerf by any means. I think it's just an acquired taste. Or needs a buff, rather. Sorry, obviously it doesn't need a nerf. We go next. Does loyalty card do something? Of course not, because he's gonna get fucking debuffed. Anaglyph needs to be buffed by Schlonk in my shit sloppy style. Ball right. Ladies and gentlemen, Raffles top mod.
What's your favorite deck? Probably Magic deck so that I can be different instead of actually just saying Ghost deck. Loyalty did a lot for us there. Okay, I acknowledge that, and I agree with you. However, the sentiment would not be ironic if we faced Violet Vessel instead of Crimson Heart. Actually, we're on green stakes, so I think Violet Vessel wouldn't have mattered here either, but I digress. I digress. We go again. Oh, speaking of Ghost. I've actually been having fun with Magic deck lately. I think Magic deck is so good. Banal Stewart is my evil cousin. He plays Ghost deck. I think I struggled more on painted deck than black deck. That's honestly a deranged take. But painted deck is also an acquired taste. I don't know, man. Saying that you struggle on anything more than black deck has got to be anecdotal. It's got to be a seed diff more so than a deck diff. I refuse to believe that it's anything else. If we went with any of the proposed changes, how about this? We nerf investment by just having it give money until you reach your investment and interest cap. Yeah, but like you're still nerfing investment, and I think that's stinky. I don't like that. Oh. Gay Squimbo? GG. Good shit. I think we play a... No, if we play a flush, we get out. So I do have to ship a 2-pair here. What colorway do you have on the cards? You're going to need to elaborate. They're putting chemicals in the water and turning the frickin' Jimbos gay. Truth nuke, man. This guy knows the happenings of the world. Call that a parallelogram. Dude, parallelograms have aura. Am I wrong? Please give me an onk. Damn it! Alright, I'll take a sigil. Sigil diamonds? Oh, ew. Ew. Me a flush, pretty please. Thank you. And then we just get Squimbo value for the rest of the blind, which will be 1 hand's worth. That's fine. I kind of need money. Oh boy, Squimbo run. Time for plus 300 Squimb. What's up, Amphi? Listen, I play every game with Squimbo so that all of the Squimbo haters will eventually be reduced to 0. If I win enough games with Squimbo, the idea is that eventually people will be like, hey, this Joker is like not actually that bad. Because people are actually that rational. I'm definitely not being facetious whatsoever. I would never do that. Squimbo is the GOAT. Who's hating on him? People with a sub 50% win rate. Harold. I like the speculative oops. Could be full house just to bank some points since I don't have plus molt. I like the straight here. Okay, now I'm just not scaling Squimbo, but whatever. I'm sorry, Shock, they can't come around to your way of thinking because Squimbo is square. It's actually crazy, man. It's fucked up how the Balatro community is so ableist. It's not his fault that he's a square. I hate builds where Squimbo is good. That just is a nonsense. Square pants! Square pants! Square pants! This is a glorious day. How in God's name do you actually use Stencil without an early onk? You kind of don't. I think Stencil on average is pretty terrible without either really good negative jokers or another copy of itself.
Then again, like, Xmolt is always Xmolt, so, like, you can definitely make it work. I'm not saying it's turbo ass, but, like, it doesn't feel great a lot of the time. Holographic stencil is cool. I mean, stencil in general for the early game is kind of a menace, but they fuck him over even for that just because he's $8. Like, who the hell is shelling out $8 for an early game stencil? Certainly not a guy like me. Does the 2-pair pants work with Full House? Yes. Now you just need a square shirt to match the square pants? True, bro. True. All right, well, we're 2-pair maxing. One of the first times I ever got a stencil was at the start of a ghost run, and I got an onk shortly after. Yeah, like, stencil's a really weird joker in that way. Because if your ass is getting a stencil onk at any point in your run, like, you just win. GGWP. Freest run of your life. But, like, if you're just using a stencil in a build such as this, you either literally have not seen any other better Xmolt, or you're, like, just completely lost. Alright, I guess we take another burger. I mean, I got a win streak to uphold, so, like, fuck it, we ball, man. I should have taken a world there in case of, like, speculative chalkboard, but I don't think speculative chalkboard is working anyway, just because we did take a sigil that hit diamonds, which is kind of a strike against it. Also, I think we do this to scale the Squimbo more, since I kind of lost out on early game Squimbo because I was trying to, like, not die. I'm the person who's racing you to C++ in YouTube chat, by the way, but, like, baseball card just making me win runs has made me appreciate it so much more. I can just skip to the end and not worry. Yeah, baseball card's the GOAT, man. Double stencil is, like, the one thing that encourages you to take Planet Merchant. What about Constellation? Counterpoint, what about Constellation? I'm addict to this game. I love it. Facts, bro. Facts. Chuck, I'm dipping out tonight. I'm going to watch the Naninf Balatro run. The Naninf Balatro run. Oh, is that a GDQ thing? Fire. Is GDQ still what? Wait, is that a GDQ thing? Or am I tripping? It is a GDQ thing. That was today? Oh, it's the VOD. I thought they were doing that, like, right now. I was like, there's no shot. Okay, yeah. The VOD makes more sense. Constellation doesn't encourage you to take Planet Merchant because you win before the voucher shows up. I want to argue with you just because I want Planet Merchant to have one use, but, like, you're kind of spitting facts. Do you have any Joker idea you would like to see in-game? I have archetypes that I would like to see in-game, but not, like, specific ideas. I think full houses need a win condition, and I think skipping needs more technology, and I think stones need more technology. I should make a channel called Larpus Shock. If you start LARPing me, a motherfucker with, like, to date 7K subs, give or take, on YouTube, and your shit blows up just because of the LARP, like, trend, I will kill you with hammers. I'll also be very happy for you, because, you know, you'll be successful and that's cool and everything, but I will still kill you with hammers, just so that we're clear. If you're cool with that arrangement, then, like, you have my blessing. But just know that it's on site. Cool. Rocket? I'm just not taking this. It's outclassed by To the Moon, and To the Moon is about to be outclassed by, like, literally anything else. So you would become the LARP? No, I wouldn't be the LARP. If that happened, I wouldn't be the LARP just because I'm less popular. I would just happen to be a LARPee that is less popular than the LARPer. Which I feel like has yet to happen, so maybe that would be like, maybe that would have some novelty and would be a cause for like people going to my channel. But I think it's just the nature of the internet that that's not the case, and that's wishful thinking. I'd like to see a Joker that benefits from buying vouchers. That'd be interesting. I think the only Balatro YouTuber you could LARP as is Raffle, like that one Bean video. I LARPed as Doc Spectred for Halloween last year. I wore my actual graduation, like, robe and shit. And I wore my mom's prescription glasses, which did fuck up my eyes, because I wore them for the entire video. Last year, damn. Well, like 8 months ago, but yeah. Yeah, it is kind of crazy that it's already been that long. The bell comes for the laper. I'm assuming you meant LARPer, but that's a really, really funny typo. I should have copied. I completely forgore that we had a chariot in our slots. I should have charioted the red steel and then deathed that, but that ship has sailed already. No use crying over spilled milk. I was about to say spoiled milk, and then I was like, that doesn't sound right. Do we ever take the... I mean, it's another burger build, man. Call me crazy. I think we take the loyalty card again just in case of Violet Vessel. Ever since people crashed out on me for not liking loyalty card in the worst Jokers video, I've been trying to make it a point to take it more. Because it's literally... Because taking loyalty card more is literally a win-win for me. Because if it ends up being good, then I win more of my runs, and that makes me happy. And if it's not good for me and I lose, then that means my YouTube commenters were wrong and I was right, and that feeds my ego, and then I'm happy. So like literally me, it's kind of a crazy situation to be in, but like literally there's no situation where taking a loyalty card is negative for me at this point in time, which is maybe the best thing to come out of my streaming career, I'm not gonna lie. That's a really good metaphor for optimism, honestly. It's the outlook on loyalty card that's making it bad. This kind of cynical win-win approach is undermining the loyalty you're showing to the card. Listen, the card, the loyalty is not to the card. The card is loyal, all right? But it doesn't demand loyalty. And if it does, then he's just a shit out of luck. Because, I mean, have you seen him? Have you seen the guy? A guy asked for any tips on how to get his first win. I said to him, just spam pairs or 2 pairs. Next day, he sends me a DM with a screenshot of his first win. It is actually, like, the unbeatable strategy, even for low stakes. Loyalty is good with Burger. Yeah, you know what else is good with Burger, though? Literally, like, any other X-Molt Joker. It's just an unfortunate truth, man. Don't get mad at the messenger. I'm just throwing it out there. Noah with the follow. Welcome in. Holy temperance action. That's kind of sexy. Oh my god, we have the loyalty card proc into the plant. Wait, do we? What the fuck? Why are you glitching out on me? This is just another swing against it, man. Loyalty card being bugged for Joker display, does it matter in the vanilla game whatsoever? No, but much like the seeing double, like, hallucination that I had earlier, it justifies my hatred for it. and thus I'm gonna act like it actually matters. Why is this shit bugged, man? Loyalty card is only good with like high hand count with a properly fixed deck or pairs, and even then it's like Constellation is better at that point most of the time. Okay, well, in fairness, I think that's a bit of an unfair comparison because like literally like 90% of the jokers in the game are worse than Constellation. So if you're saying loyalty card sucks ass because Constellation is better, like you're correct, yeah, but like you're also missing the point. Loyalty card isn't bad because like the best gold stake or the best X-Molt jokers are better than it. It's bad because it's not even an X-Molt joker. He doesn't work every other blind unless you have like Burger or both hand vouchers on most decks. Hi, sorry I'm late for stream. I can't believe it, man. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome in, Galaxy. Appreciate you pulling up at all. Least favorite joker is Obsidian, but I understand that's a skill issue on my part. I'm assuming you're talking about Obelisk. I'm bored of the other X-Molt jokers. Got to spice it up with loyalty cards sometimes. That's just crazy, man. How can you be bored of winning? I heard if you finish Gold Stake with a legendary, that one won't appear. Some people keep getting Shiko or Kaneo due to this. Yeah, it's true. It is true. If you have a gold sticker on a particular legendary joker, that legendary joker won't appear again until you have a gold sticker on every legendary joker. What's the best multiplier joker in the game? Like the best X-Molt joker? Probably either Hologram or Campfire. I think Campfire performs better than Hologram, but it's also far less common to see than Hologram, so it's kind of dealer's choice. But Campfire and Hologram are both like insanely good. Does this win? I'm hoping it does, so that I can reap the reward of the gold. I guess I don't want this to win because I'm still scaling Squimbo, but like I have Burger Pants Squimbo Const, so like who cares? It's green stake, man. Just play a high card. Yeah, I'm starting to realize that, but it's not that big a deal. It won't be in the first soul you take in any given gold stake run until you get every... Yeah. If you're getting multiple souls in multiple gold stake runs with regularity, we're hacking anyways. Truth nuke. Oh no, if I don't scale everything as much as possible, we won't ever win. Truth nuke, though, especially in notoriously difficult green stake. No, I'm not being facetious at all. Why do you ask? This is a very gold stake lineup for green. Yeah, bro. I'm a gold stake player. What do you want from me? Tooth? No, my money, man. Why do you do this to me after giving me like 30 temperances that I just burn like a coke addict? What do you mean I have to take responsibility for my actions? That's fucked up, man. What is a green stake lineup? You pose a really good point. What does constitute as a green stake lineup? I'm only like 3 or 4 jokers away from C++ on my phone. Bro, you got that shit. It's easy peasy. I am a green deck hipster. Welcome in, Cosmic. Green deck hipster, huh? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think green deck gets too much hate, but it is annoying.
Like I think it gets too much hate, but I get why it gets so much hate. You know what I mean? Like it's not completely lost to me why people think he's stupid. Green deck is the deck Hiker would play. Is it wild for me to say that I feel like Hiker's more of an erratic guy? I love green deck, me talking to Shrek. I can't keep putting my seal of approval on these +2s. We're flying too close to the sun with some of them, man. Okay, but I really don't want to play the blue seal. Madness still gets X-Molt even if it's the only Joker, right? You're correct, yes. Finally another 2-pair level. Finally a 2-pair in general. Fucking haven't scaled these pants since like 14-12. Don't ask me what other shit happened in 14-12. Because frankly, I just don't want to be associated with those guys at all. Hello, guys and gals and everyone else. What's up, Zmap? Zmap? I don't know how to pronounce your name, bro, but welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Green deck with burger equals Jeff Bezos. Green deck does feel really good to get a burger on. Counterpoint, I feel like burger's just like an auto win the vast majority of the time, though. I really want the meta to evolve into 2-pair. If you want my honest take, I think 2-pair meta could probably be there if you wanted it to be. I think the thing that's stopping 2-pair meta from being the quintessential meta is literally Grimbo. I'm not that sounds like I'm trolling, but I'm literally not. I think Grimbo is just so powerful that people get it in their heads that they don't want to like miss out on Grimbo, and so they play pairs because you don't need to discard to play pairs, and you kind of need to discard to play 2 pairs. But like in the vast majority of runs, like if your ass is running a Supernova build or something like that, I think you can definitely get away with 2 pairs. If default hand size was 9, 2-pair would be meta. Yeah, I agree. It's not too hard to force 2-pair, but pairs do the same thing and are easier. Yeah, exactly. But like there's use cases for 2-pair is what I'm getting at. Just because it scores more chips. But it's like, why would you ever play him? Like the use cases are few and far between. So it's like, why would you ever spec into that at the end of the day? There's the vessel, the loyalty card payoff. Spare Trousers is badly placed. I know, because I'm trying to play more hands in order to scale the Squimbo. I have intentionally placed it all the way to the right. 2-pair scoring more cards can be huge utility. You got me there. That's fair. Am I too basic for thinking high card is my favorite hand? No, I don't think so at all, honestly. I think high card gets overshadowed quite a bit. What's the best pairs build possible? Any pair build that wins. What other Jokers shouldn't you copy with Ankh even though it's good, like Sixth Sense? Non-eternal madness, right? Essentially anything that has that kind of destroy effect, but isn't like eternal. Or doesn't synergize that way. Vampire is another one. 2-pair blocks more held in hand abilities too, so even the 9 hand size, it would still be mostly pairs or maybe even high card. That is true, but would the extra chips from Uranus be enough to offset that? Because held in hand abilities are like very good, don't get me wrong. But I think the best thing that 2-pair has going for it, aside from Spare Trousers, is Pants. And you might not think that Pants is like particularly relevant, but like if you're hitting a blue seal around, that's still amounting to like, what, 80 chips maybe? Maybe 80's a little. I don't know if 80 is like that crazy.
Are pairs great because blue seal, or is blue seal great because pair? I think it's you phrase that as like a joke, but I think it's honestly both. I think they feed into each other. I would love to get Naninf with pairs. It's possible, right? Yeah, it's definitely possible. I think there's a lot of utility coming from scoring more cards, at least as much as holding cards. Yeah, but is the utility as good as, like, blue seals, I think is the ultimate question. And I think the answer is no, definitively. But it's looking kind of like blue seals are probably going to get a nerf in the new update, so that might not matter. I.e., this discourse might be, like, worthless when such an update would come out. Or like when a new meta would be adopted. Talking about 2-pair, I guess, is what I'm getting at. By definition, 4 of a kind and its brothers do have 2-pair in them. No, they don't. 2-pair states that it has to be 2 pairs with different ranks. But just by the nomenclature itself, I mean, it's intuitive. Which aspect of the game would you buff, nerf / rework? Skipping. There's an entire video essay on my channel about how I think skipping needs to be buffed. Skipping as a mechanic is bad. It's bad, like, and like, okay, a lot of people get mad at me when I say that because, like, okay, you're not, the intent with skipping is not for it to be good. The intent for skipping is for it to be, like, kind of a niche thing. But, like, there's a difference between skipping in its current state being, like, a 1 in every, like, fucking 20 games niche thing, as opposed to skipping being, like, you know, a once in a while type of niche thing. Like, I'm not saying skipping the blind has to be as good as playing the blind. I think that's fucking ludicrous. But, like, skipping is ass right now. Like, horrible. And because of that, Joker's, like, throwback existing is just fucking stupid. Like, if you're scaling a throwback... I mean, throwback would be solved if it scaled more molt. Long John Live with the raid. Thank you for the raid. Hope your stream went well. Raiders, if you don't know me, I'm Focus Shock. I play a lot of Gold Stake Balatro. Right now, we're taking a break from that. We're trying to 100% a new profile. So stick around for that. Anyway, what was I yapping about? I completely forgot. I'm not going to lie. It's... I don't remember. Somebody in chat will remember. Throwback. If Throwback would scale faster, I think it would low-key be fine. But Throwback scaling at the same rate as a hologram and demanding, like, so much more than hologram is just stupid, bro. But moreover, I think skipping should have, like, its own archetype. And I don't think, like, I think skipping should be a niche build. And I don't think that niche build should just be Throwback. I think there should be other skipping payoffs. Skipping would also be better if you were playing 5-card hands because you don't have to risk bad draws. I don't know what you mean. Like less chances to whiff a draw because you're playing less blinds? Is that what you're getting at? I mean, I guess. But like if you're gonna whiff a draw, you're gonna whiff a draw. At the end of the day, I don't think that's a plus for skipping. I've got proof Throwback would be good if it scaled faster because every single time I've had it with a Blueprint Brainstorm, I've won. You can't die to a blind if you don't play the blinds. I mean, I guess. Would you add a new skip-based Joker? What would it do? For a little sneak peek into the next YouTube video that I'm putting out, it's going to be the Balatro subreddit review. There's a Joker that I go over in that video. And I think it would definitely need some workshopping because as written, it's way too powerful.
But there's a joker in that video that's a rare joker that states when you it's I believe the line that the original poster wrote for it is skipping no longer advances the blind. If you had such a joker, I think you would have to make it perishable, because if you had such a joker, even at the cost of a joker slot, it would be like turbo broken. But if you had a joker such as that, that solves like every problem that skipping has. Because right now, the idea with skipping is that skipping is like, okay, let's just even use this run as an example. First skip is a top-up tag, 2 random common jokers, okay? What are we losing? We're getting the 2 common jokers without having to play the blind if we take this skip, which is kind of cool. But what are we losing if we skip for this common tag, or for this top-up tag? Even an ante 2. We're losing blind money. We can probably assume that we're getting out of this blind in 2 hands. So we're missing $2 of hand money. We're not missing blind reward money because it's a small blind. But we're missing $2 of extra hand money. We're missing, right now, $3 of interest. But with rebate, it's probably more than that. And speaking of rebate, we're missing rebate value, which on abandoned deck, probably abandoned deck 3 discards, probably amounts to the full $20 if we're like playing optimally. On gold stake abandoned deck, if we're playing optimally, probably, you know, let's just say gold stake like blue deck, since that's the meta, that amounts to like $10. So bare minimum right now, ante 2, if we're skipping, we're losing out on $2 here, $5 of interest, and $10 from rebate. So we're missing out on $17, and we're missing out on the shop. That blows ass, bro. That blows ass. And then Throwback has the audacity to scale times 0.25 for all of that lost value. Bro, $17 of lost value does not amount to times 0.25. It's not even remotely fucking close. It's not even remotely close. Hologram scales by the same metric, and hologram is at the very most $6 per scale if you're taking a jumbo standard. Like the bigger problem is with skipping, but Throwback just makes me mad because it's like ridiculously slow for what they want you to do. I've just lost my save, row, so I guess I have to start again. That's fucking tragic. How did you lose your save? RIP. Another idea for a Throwback rework, skipping rewards an extra juggle tag in addition to the normal tag. That would honestly be kind of goated. I don't know if that would be broken, though. Because a free juggle tag, like, every boss... That's kind of wild. But it would carve out a niche for Throwback in like bigger hand builds, which I think is what it synergizes with the most anyway currently. So honestly, I would be a fan of that. I can't lie. What suit and number do rock cards from Marble Joker become if Vampire sucks them? Every rock that gets naturally generated are randomized suit and rank. Like if I open the standard pack in here and there's a stone card in it, if I make the stone into, like, gold, it's a random rank and suit. And the same thing with Marble Joker. I was forced to factory reset my phone and lost my C++ profile on my phone to a cloud save glitch afterwards, so I feel the pain. I will say, if Balatro does not have, like, cross-compatibility or, like, built-in... I guess cloud save in the new update, I will freak out. And I think a lot of the player base feels that sentiment. Balatro not having like save data, not having transferable save data, that is like kind of crazy, no? Also, do we take a Wily Joker here and just try and play full houses on 4 discards or on 3 discards? I think we do.
Okay, well, the full house here wins, but I'm, like, trying to get rebate money, so we're gonna do this. Surely I draw 10s, right? Surely I draw a 10. Thank you. W rebate on abandoned deck. Skipping should give you something in return because right now it's not a good mechanic. I mean, it does give you something in return. The problem is that the thing it gives you in return is like really bad. It's just like really bad. What do you think about re-rolling a skip tag? I think that would help, but I don't think it would help enough. Excavation challenge that starts with Eternal Marble Joker, Vampire, and Trading Card. Wait, that's actually kind of peak. Somebody should write this down for the custom challenges, because I want to make that into a video. I'm actually gonna write that. I'm gonna make a new tab in my like notepad for custom challenge. It'll be a video at some point. It's probably not gonna be for a while, but it'll be a video at some point. Maybe it could be a series. That would be a fun series, actually. 1 or 2 challenges per video. Make it like an edited long form. That could be fun. Excavation. Start with Marble Joker, Vamp, and Trading Card. Balatro Maker would be a peak edition. Bro, I've been saying that for like a year now, man. Balatro with a sandbox mode where you can make custom challenges. And furthermore... Oh, that's really good with the bull. Furthermore, Balatro Daily, bro. Balatro Daily challenge, like with Spire, with... Exactly what I said in this last update video that I made. A daily mode that is like akin to Slay the Spire or Isaac's like daily challenge mode. That would be peak. And it would also give people something to do when the game inevitably never gets updated again. 5 eternal she-goats. I have 2 runners on Plasma Purple. A daily mode would be so Sigma Ohio Skibbity. No, I agree though, like genuinely. The second Balatro gets this update, the player base will rekindle. You guys think Major League Balatro will finally get a a sponsor when the new update comes out because of the rekindling player base? I'm interested to see like how many people are gonna come back to the scene. Cause like even when I started streaming Balatro every day, that was like a year after the game had been out and it was still kind of popping. Like I would start stream at 11 p.m. and there would still be like hundreds of viewers in the category. Now the only reason that there's hundreds of viewers in the category at 11 p.m. is if like Doc is on a shitty sleep schedule and just happens to be streaming. Or if like a popular variety gamer is playing it, like just out of happenstance. It's gonna be a golden age though, rest assured. Is going to be a golden age. I'm going to be trying to capitalize on it so much. There's the flush. Balatro has to be one of the most evergreen and infinite content games ever. I mean, it's definitely up there, yeah.
I can't argue. How many threes? I have 4 threes. So we're definitely keeping those. Alright, one more with 2 pair with the bull has to clear here. Full house on top, though. Full house on top, though. 8 of diamonds. It's just that easy. And we got a rebate hit. Just like we drew it up, bro. Just like we drew it up. I didn't say it's the top one, but for sure is up there. It's definitely up there. 100%. For what it's worth, it also has like a crazy community, bro. Like, I don't know if I'm just like... I don't know if I'm just like a noob on the internet. And so I'm like, you know, I'm just yapping. But I feel like most games do not last nearly this long when they go for as long as Balatro has without new updates. Especially in 2026, man. For a game in 2026 to not be updated for like 2 years, 2 years plus, and still have like a thriving community, I mean, I feel like that's fucking crazy, all jokes aside. I feel like Balatro is extraordinarily unique in that regard. There's not many games out there at all that I feel like can say that. Uploading a game a day grants you infinite content, basically. It's impossible to have 2 runs. I mean, yeah, that's why roguelites do so good on Twitch, I think. The roguelites do so well on Twitch as well, just because, like, it's not like a story game where a motherfucker has to be there from, like, day 1 to have any idea what's happening. If you're familiar with Balatro, you can pull up to literally anybody's Balatro stream at any given point, and you can be like, oh, okay, I understand what's happening. A rare acceptable bus situation. I'm an all-time bus hater, though. Nah, bus is fire, bro. We already had a bus. We already had a bus burger run today that was completely fine. I'm not gonna argue with you about this. The new roguelite Spiffing Brit played seemed coolio. I don't know any Spiffing Brit. Does that make me like a fuckwit? I don't think I've ever heard that name in my life. I'm gonna write down any challenges I can think of in the Discord. Maybe I'll make a Discord like text channel for it, because I do wanna make that into like a video at some point. Maybe a series, but at the very least, one video. Get a Naninf at 0.5 game speed. I think I would rather staple my nuts to the ceiling, man. I'm not doing that for any amount of money. I'm just gonna keep it a stack. Actually, I could totally just grab halvesies and pivot to like pairs here, or even 3 of a kinds. Check him out sometime, Spiffing Brit. Okay, I'll have to check him out, yeah. Can't stand Spiffing Brit. Uh-oh. Discourse in my Focus Shock stream? Okay, y'all gotta make your cases now. I was just gonna let it slide, but now you guys have to elaborate. Was that YouTube chat? Yeah, that was YouTube chat. What about for 1 money? God damn, he's good. I'm sold. We take a Nova? We definitely don't take a Nova. Hollow Drunkard is kind of cool. I'm a big fan, personally. Should I write my challenge ideas in Balatro General or the mods channel? Either or, I suppose.
Can you recommend me any other Balatro content creator besides you, Doc, and Raffle? I want to consume more Balatro. The Unseen Explosion on YouTube and Twitch is a very good friend of the channel. Very cool guy. Deals mostly with modded content, so if you want a break from just like regular Balatro shit and you want to watch some mods, very entertaining guy. Also makes videos on like other games here and there. Who else? Who else could we recommend? There's a lot of streamers, not a lot of YouTubers, I feel like. I guess Bean is a good YouTuber. Vagabond does good YouTube videos. Vagabond Balatro and Bean Balatro, respectively. Or either or. Belanos Bear. Yeah, Belanos Bear. Aaron the NB is all... Yeah, Aaron the NB is good if you like Gold Stake, especially. They're an up-and-coming Gold Stake streaker and I believe also speedrunner, unless that's changed. Imagine uploading Balatro videos to YouTube. Bro, it's the staying power. It's the staying power, man. That's how people watch me who have, like, that's how normies watch me, bro. Like, you guys are the goats because you pull up at 11 p.m., but, like, normies aren't going to be pulling up for 11 p.m. But if I make a video essay that they can watch at, like, 4 in the afternoon, then I got them, bro. Welcome in, Goobertron. Galaxy with the hydrate. Hydrate number 2. Low-key, I have not been drinking enough water as of recent, so I'm completely fine with the Rage Bait hydrates. It's honestly, like, kind of the opposite of Rage Bait. It's, like, probably pretty good for me right now. I'm more of a yapper consumer guy. That's why I love Doc vids. He just yaps and yaps. That's very fair. That's very fair. The yapper is an underrated archetype in Balatro right now, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a quintessential a part of it. That would be very crazy and like kind of egotistical. Pretty sure I found your videos on YouTube before ever watching you on Twitch. It wouldn't surprise me. That's why I post on YouTube, dude. 11 p.m. normies represent. Hell yeah, man. Australian normies pull up at 11 p.m. That is fair. That is fair. Shout out Goobertron. Funny that you say that. No, but like that's the whole reason why I post on Twitch. Or on YouTube. Can't expect to grow if you're just on Twitch, man. Eventually the audience runs dry. Do you like rare or legendary jokers more? It's gotta be rares, I think. I think rares are... Rares just have more interesting effects, man. They're applicable only... I would say the average rare is only more applicable than the average legendary, like a slight amount of the time, but rares are just more interesting, man. Average legendary is like, hey, I give you some X mult if you do a thing. Like, bro, who cares? We have so much of that already, bro. That shit is not legendary. That's like remarkable at best. We didn't suggest Murphy. Pro said he said besides Doc. Murphy is not Doc, man. I'm the type of guy that hates the Mr. Beast styled channels plague that is YouTube right now. I want more yap than over edited content. I'm with you, and I wish that like the over editing was a thing of the past, but like I'm leaning into it right now on the channel, on the YouTube channel, just because like it's what gets views, man. The more editing you put into, I guess I'm more of like a YouTube video essayist as opposed to like just Mr. Beast slop content. So I'm gonna give myself an arbitrary pass anyway, but like Editing is where it's at. If you're not already an established creator. Like, if you're not already notable on YouTube, then the way to, like, get noticed is with edited videos or by posting literally, like, 100 shorts a day on, like, TikTok. Not gonna lie, Shock, I watch you when I'm in the car. That's kind of funny. Unfortunately, the horde will forever follow the biggest one to mooch off of popularity. It's just kind of how it works, man. That's life. I ain't saying that type of content is bad by itself, just ain't the content for me. And nah, I hear you, brother. I sympathize with that, man. Can't watch Doc yap in the car. You got to pay attention too much. That's why I don't watch Doc's YouTube videos anymore. They're probably the most informational content on the platform, but I just cannot, like, be locked in on a video. Like, I'm very much like a second monitor Andy when it comes to YouTube videos. I just cannot be locked in on a YouTube video to that extent for like an hour plus. It's just not happening. Doc Yap is like an education yap. If you miss something, you get lost. It's literally like a uni lecture. Yeah, exactly. And like, I appreciate that style of content, but like, I just can't do it right now. Which legendary would be the best romantic partner? If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Shiko is a mean chef, bro. I can tell. And if I'm being honest, you know, the way to a lot of people's hearts is through food. I'm just saying. By the way, I'm not speaking about the historical Shiko because I know fuck all about the historical Shiko. I'm talking specifically about Shiko the Balatro Joker. I know Shiko the Balatro Joker has some mean chefing skills. I can smell it, bro. Thing with Doc is his voice is so calm. I put his videos on to sleep, and then I rewatch when I wake up to educate myself. That's a fair line, honestly. Do y'all have to be listening to like to like calm voices when you sleep? Because I'd be putting on like pretty much any. What is this pack? Foil stone, stone 69. What does this mean? This means something, and I don't know what it means, but it definitely means something. I don't know if I like this. I put on Game Grumps to sleep, and that's pure chaos. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Game Grumps is a sleeper pick as far as... I used to watch those when I was in, like, freshman, sophomore... Pretty much, I think it was mainly sophomore year of high school. God damn, I'm feeling nostalgic for those now. I might put one on tonight. When I was in, like, sophomore year of high school, bro, those Game Grumps sleep aid compilations were, like, my shit for falling asleep. I'm honestly going to put one on tonight. I'm not going to lie. Unless I happen to see something better when I'm, like, already doom scrolling YouTube inevitably after stream before I fall asleep. But I'm not going to lie. Game Grumps sleep aid is some of the best out there. Or Oni plays. Big ass Oni plays compilations. Falling asleep to that. It's kind of stellar, man. I've listened to enough Balatro music. I've unironically grown sick of it, sadly. I used to love it, but I've heard too much. I find it kind of odd how I haven't been off-put by Balatro music yet. Because normally I'm very much the same way. When I, like, listen to something too much, I get annoyed with it.
And I've been listening to Balatro music for upwards of 1,400 hours now, and I'm still, like, not tired of it. Don't get me wrong, when I'm recording, like, for B-roll, today when I was recording B-roll for the new video essay that I'm dropping, I turned the music off, and I just played my playlist while I was recording that, so don't get me wrong. Like, off stream, I usually listen to my own music, but, like, I have no issues. Like, for stream today, I've been listening to Balatro music for 3 hours straight, and I have had no issues with it whatsoever. Is one of those type of things. Given the choice, maybe I'm listening to other stuff, but, like, it's not a problem. If I want to lock in on a streak, I think Balatro music helps with that a little for some reason. I think you're onto something, and I don't know why you're onto something, but I do think you're onto something at the end of the day. How many discards does a man have? My goodness. What the existence of no blue stake does to a motherfucker? I've been listening to a lot of Weird Al recently. I don't think I've listened to Weird Al like one time in my whole life. By my own volition. Balatro and Wii music locks you the fuck in. I was about to say the same thing, like imagine taking a test with Balatro music on. Honestly, bro, whenever like you had a teacher in middle or high school that would put on vibe music during a test, I don't know if that's a relatable experience, but it happened with multiple teachers throughout my career in academia, so I'm assuming that it's a relatable experience. Bro, I feel like Balatro music would, now that Chad has brought it to my attention, I feel like Balatro music would be kind of like peak test-taking vibe music. Like, that would probably be a pretty good experience, all things considered. We can get another blue seal here, for sure. Yeah. Weird Al was Napster bait. What the fuck does that even mean? Train with the first time chat? You're gonna have to elaborate on that, man. Pokemon Black and White music, peak music. As much as I like Pokemon Black and White as games, and as much as I think their soundtrack is fire, Heart Gold Soul Silver OSTs got them beat 1,000 times over. And I say that as kind of a hater of the Heart Gold Soul Silver games from a gameplay perspective. I think they're probably the worst in the series from just a flat out gameplay perspective, but the aesthetic design and especially the OST is the best. I don't even know if it's close. Napster was like the original music downloading website way back in the day, like late 90s-ish. Oh, okay, that's why I didn't get that. By the way, for all of those who call me Unk, this is who you're calling Unk. Somebody who doesn't even know apparently popular like culture from the 90s. The Mugenics OST has everything beat. I still need to play Mugenics, but I would believe that. Honestly, the Isaac OST has been kicking my ass, man. The Isaac OST's got some bangers. I've only got like 30 hours in the game, so I'm far from having heard every track in the OST, as it were. But the tracks that I've heard, they're fire, man. They're really good. Balatro, welcome back, Genie. What's up? Black and White is the peak of the Pokemon saga. I'm not a 3D hater just because it is 3D. I just don't feel the same with 3D games. For me, Pokemon is 2D and that's it. I agree that I like the 2D aesthetic more for Pokemon, honestly. I think it's less so because the 3D looks bad, though, and more so because they mishandled it until, like, Scarlet and Violet. And even in Scarlet and Violet, the games were so fucking buggy that you couldn't tell that they didn't mishandle it. Actually, no. Let's Go was an okay 3D game.
And more so, Legends Arceus, I think, was actually a really good 3D game. The only 3D decent game for me is Sun and Moon. Anything after that for me is just slop. Yeah, Sun and Moon is really good. I will say I liked Sword and Shield more than a lot of people did. I think Sword and Shield gets overhated. I loved Let's Go Eevee. I wouldn't say I loved it, but it was good. If I had to go back in time, I would definitely play it again. Type shit. Best Pokemon generation is whichever the group you're talking to grew up with. Yeah, that's very fair. That's very fair. I don't know, though, because I don't know if that applies for me specifically, though. Because my favorite game is Heart Gold. But that's purely from rose-tinted goggles and from nothing else. But like, am I really gonna sit here and say that Gen 2 is the definitive Pokemon generation? Fuck no. Gen 2 is like again, the design of Johto and the soundtrack for both the original Gen 2 games as well as the remakes, fire. Everything else about the Gen 2 games, dog shit. And I say that as somebody whose favorite Pokemon game is Heart Gold. I love Heart Gold just because it reminds me of, because like Heart Gold is one of the first video games I ever played, so it reminds me of like being a kid, and it reminds me of discovering Pokemon the first time and like being enamored by video games for the first time. But like, dude, every time that I have had to play Heart Gold in recent memory, holy fucking slog, man. Like, Heart Gold on original hardware where you don't have access to rare candy hacking for nuzlocking and or speed up from, like, emulator is fucking unplayable, man. Shock, did you somehow lock in on that run while also talking to chat? I mean, bro, it's a green stake. There's not much locking in to do. We just found 2 blue seals and then played 3 oaks for, like, 40 minutes. How Pokemon got into your life, from the anime, from the TCG, or from the games? From the games. It's the Balatro music. True. My particular case is from the anime. I watched every fucking day. I just love Pokemon. I didn't watch the anime until I was, like, a Pokemon fan for a handful of years already. I very vividly remember, like, binge watching the anime, the original Gen 1 anime on Netflix when I was, like, sick one time in grade school, though. That's honestly a good memory. I'm not gonna lie. Gen 4 is so ungodly slow for no reason. I agree. I think I'm gonna say it, and I can say it because I was a part of the generation that grew up with Diamond and Pearl. Diamond and Pearl, overrated, man. And Platinum. Platinum's way better. I think Platinum deserves a lot of the glaze that Diamond and Pearl get, but like they're all overrated. Did I say underrated? I meant to say overrated. I don't think they're overrated by much, but I think a lot of people talk about them as like the pinnacle of the series. I think they're better games in the series. I think they're in the top half for sure, but they're not like the pinnacle of the series, man. I played like a spin-off on the 3DS, then got to Black and White. Yeah, Black and White was fire back in the day. I wish I could contribute to the Pokemon conversation, but my only interaction with it was in like 2014 when there was a ripoff on Roblox. Bro, Pokemon Brick Bronze back in the day used to go fucking crazy. Is it still a thing? I'm actually not sure. Also, I'm stopping the timer here. I'm ending stream because I gotta go to bed so I can work on the video tomorrow. 25:46. I'll just round up, or I'll round down to 25:46. I've already fucked with the timer like so much. 25:46 timer. All right, let's see who we raid. Black and White is the only game where Game Freak actually tried to expand on the game and the fans hated it. Yeah, it's crazy how much hate the games got when they came out, especially since they're like widely regarded as the best in the series right now. It's fucked up, honestly. All right, who are we raiding? Let's go to the Balatro category.
Judo is doing gold stake. I don't know if they're streaking or what, but Judo is doing gold streak. Judo's a familiar name. They've raided before. I think they're a follower of the channel. Or Vaco is doing Slay the Spire streaking. So do we want to watch Balatro in here? Or do we want to watch Slay the Spire? What are we thinking? Slay the Spire, Vaco. I'm thinking it's a Vaco raid for sure. I saw Vaco in the title of one of his streams earlier. Finally got his 5 streak, which if true is insane. That's awesome for him. Yeah, let's hit a Vaco raid. Just got out of a 3 defect run. Took 2 hours because all of us have thousands of orbs that go off at the end of the round. Bro, those are the best runs. Multi-defects. That shit's fire. All right, we're going to raid Vaco. Former Balatro win streaker turned Slay the Spire 2 win streaker. If you're only here for Balatro, I'd appreciate if you still gave Vaco a follow and, you know, supported. But if you're going to run, I appreciate y'all for watching. Before you sleep, give me Balatro wisdom for someone hard stuck gold stake red deck. If you're hard stuck any gold stake deck, just play pairs more. And if pairs are not winning, then you just need more game experience, and there's not much that I can do for you. That sounds kind of dismissive, but it's just kind of the reality of the situation. Stream tomorrow will be at the same time as normal. I might, heavy emphasis, might take it tomorrow off. I don't know. It depends on how much work I get done on the video tomorrow, because I am like a little bit behind on it, so I might take tomorrow off as well, but we'll see. And then next week, like I said, I've got the vacation, so I'm not streaming in the latter half of the week. But anyway, chat, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for bantering, and thank y'all for the follows and the subs and etc. and so on. Love you guys. Chat, stay safe, sleep well, and have a good one. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Go show Vaco some love. Bye.